Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. Hello. We're here. We're ready to share the joys of video games. There's plenty of good video games out there, and there's a lot of news that occurred because, hey, guess what? It's kinda, sorta E3 still, kinda? I guess?
E3's canceled.
Maybe?
Or we should be.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of sort of something, you know. Things were announced, things are getting announced still. You know, there's stuff happening.
You can hear the jingling of the boots of Jeff Keighley's festive holiday E3 boots that he wears everywhere.
That are made of elf skin this year.
Yep, he dangles them over your fireplace as he drops games into your lap. And there's a lot of different ways that people have been getting games this week. It's kind of cool. I've been feeling the spirit.
It's true.
It's a festive spirit.
Is it not? The other way does not drop into the boots hung over the fireplace.
No. He sits in his booties over your fireplace and just stares at you, waiting for you to notice him.
Keighley in his festive button-up shirt with flowers on it.
No, that's Scoville. Scoville's the one that's wearing the flowery shirts. Yeah.
No, yeah. Keighley's are always just like plain gray because flowers would be too, enthusiastic for him.
He doesn't want to talk over the games, you know?
Exactly.
He's oddly like someone who wants to, exude this image of professionalism, but at the same time he starts talking and you don't quite get that. If you know what I mean.
I totally do.
That, but he's trying to have like a friendly, like, I'm relatable personality, but then I don't know.
Just drops a bunch of games, then skates out the back door of your house.
So cool. Whoa.
Yeah.
He skates on his Keighley Heelys.
All right. Well,
No!
I mean, I think we have a name for the podcast
this is gonna
already.
make this. It's gonna make the sound waves, and it's he's gonna hear it somehow, and unfortunately, we're gonna.
Good. I need Keighley to wear some Heelys.
You're gonna be like
I need this now.
uncredited.
Thank you.
So, I guess we can kind of just hop right into some of the news stuff.
No, you have to introduce us first.
That's right. No, we do. I didn't even introduce me. Nobody even knows. They're like, who
are you?
Who the fuck is this guy just talking about EA Play? What the hell?
I've only listened to 312 episodes. I still don't know.
There's a lot of character progression you've got to we're still working on it over the course of this podcast.
This is an expansive cast, so it can get confusing.
You're all not wrong, in a sense. I mean, there's people that have been listening for a real long time, and I bet they're like, oh my god, why is this guy still like this? Like...
Yeah, but we really don't need to take Chris Heelys that seriously, do we?
God, we're calling...
We're calling out people on this podcast!
There's a couple
That's my
hundred people
friend.
who listen to this show that probably aren't in the Discord server.
I know. And I say it out of love.
My name is Solon. Welcome to the channel. It is summertime for me, just like it is for my peer and friend Chris Heelys. And we are about to live our best lives because quarantine is over.
It's true.
Thank you for neutralizing the situation.
Folks, I am John. I am the host, editor-in-chief of the Video Game Choo Choo website. I love to edit other people's work, and I love to watch people open Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs on YouTube, even though I hate the people that do it. It's a fucked up time. I wouldn't say hate. I wouldn't say hate. That's a strong word.
You hate their faces, but you love their hands.
I want
the work that their hands do.
I want to bully them.
I don't approve of bullying.
To be fair, the ones I have seen that you've shared, they all seem like pretty detestable people. Like in a way where they just... Okay, that was me. I mean, in a way where they kind of just seem a little too much. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, they're like, they have big personalities.
They bring out the worst in us. Like they bring out the worst in us. Like we keep saying, like, oh my god, fuck these people. No, I don't mean that. No, like.
The only one of them that I did not like of the pack opening people that you've shown is the one Pokemon guy that was like total jock
that
dude,
dude's
bro.
the worst. That dude's
guy.
absolutely the worst. Yeah. Anyway, yes, that's me. Hello. Yes, Solon is here.
Hey, what's up? Hey, do you know it's my 2-year anniversary on Chooch this week?
Congratulations!
Holy cow.
It's really been an awesome 2 years.
Absolutely.
Looked back on all the work that I've done, and it's like there's 11 pages on the Chooch website under Solon.
That's really
That's
great.
really
Wow.
cool.
That's pretty good.
So happy anniversary, Solon, and also, I'll be honest. Is the terminology? Are people saying Happy Juneteenth? Is that what we're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it is a very happy Juneteenth today as we're
Happy
recording
Juneteenth,
this.
everybody.
Yeah, I would say happy of the results of it,
Yes.
not like
Yes. Oh, yes.
the recursive
Yes.
to it. Yes, that's what that means.
I wanted to be sure, but yes, happy Juneteenth, and may we continue to fight for those that are not free, in the prison industrial complex, and are otherwise hunkered down by the evils of racism and capitalism. Let's keep fighting out there. I will continue to say, give to GoFundMe's, give to charities out there, and help your fellow human any way you can.
And the train doesn't stop moving, even though this
No,
is
it doesn't.
a nice result of it. Where my state now observes it, which is cool.
Yes.
But the movement's still going. You got to keep pressuring your leaders, your communities to do better. Still, there's some steps been taken, but they can do better. They can do way better.
They can do a lot better.
You got the pressure on. Yeah, they can do a lot better. Come on now. Open up those wallets, guys. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
And of course, we have Chris. You're here as well.
I am here, and I am excited to be back 2 weeks in a row, filling out my stamp card once again.
Yeah. How many is it until you get a free one?
It's usually 9 or 10, depending on the coffee place you're going to. The good ones, it's usually 9. 10 is usually Starbucks.
Yeah, there's a Chinese place near me that does that. I love their place. It's
that rules.
I mean, I got a student discount, so it's $7 to get a full on thing of of an entree and rice and a soup. That's a really good deal.
Yep.
And a soup.
And then it's I think it's 8 or 9, and then you get one free. Come on, that's great. That's a great deal.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my college. My college had the school cafeteria, and then there was a Subway downstairs, and it was actually less money to just eat at the Subway every day than it was to eat at the actual school cafeteria. So I just go down and eat Subway every day because, it costs $300 less over a semester than getting even the cheapest food at the school cafeteria.
Wait, John's story was very uplifting, and then Chris, you've given us an anecdote that is harrowing, to say the least.
Look, I'm just thinking about college today. What can I say?
Those are not the same vibes.
Yeah. So I guess LV, you're also here to round it off, and
I'm also here. I don't really have a parallel college experience. My college did not have their own formal cafeteria, so it depended a lot of you have to show that you're a student with your student ID around places that we'll give you a discount and have to honor that. So I guess that was a perk in a way where I don't have to deal with that, but also it would have been interesting to have that kind of universal experience about sucky college food, but alas, I don't have that. So I guess it's both a blessing and oh man, I wish I relate.
Have you ever had any stamp cards that you've had to fill out, LV? Or that you've wanted to fill out?
Oh yeah, there's tons of bubble tea places that do that stuff.
Oh hell yes.
yeah, bubble tea
but
loves
John,
to do
the
it,
thing
yeah.
you described is pretty good. You actually have a meal that does it.
Yeah.
There's some food places I know that do that, but I don't recall. But it's mostly cafes that observe that because I guess it's less of an investment for you to them just give you a free drink versus a full meal. But yeah, that's pretty good. I'm glad that's near you. You can take advantage of that. Yeah, I have several too. Like, oh, it's like places I haven't been in a long time, so I don't know if they still observe it.
Right.
I know a lot of places like that were like, oh, we have an app now. I'm like, what? Like, I like to get like a cute little physical stamp. I don't know. It's just like a nice little memento. But there's like a couple I still have of places I know for a fact closed. Not during this, a long time ago. And I still have them. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be able to apply this somewhere someday. I don't know. I still have that tiny hope in my heart. We're like, oh, maybe they'll have a different location where I can do this. I don't think so. I don't know. But I'm keeping them anyway.
It took us like 10 minutes to introduce everybody. So I'd say let's get into the rest of this.
The games.
The games. So EA Play occurred.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
sure
Nothing
did.
happened.
And nothing happened.
And nothing happened.
A show so boring that even hashtag Skate 4 could not save it.
Yeah, so let's go through everything before we get to, I guess, the big one. Okay, it's kind of hard for me to even do this, because, yeah, we had a write-up. And by that, I mean Rose just kind of said, man, this sucked. Because it did.
It's so bad.
It was like our first time experimenting with like tweeting out news and stuff, and even then there wasn't really a lot to like, we were all collectively just baffled as to what do we say. There's not much they're saying, like usually when you do something like that, there's like a constant snapping of like, oh, whoa, like feature after feature, but there wasn't anything. There was at least very little of anything like interesting or mentioning at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a big problem.
So I guess just to kind of run through everything real quick here. There was Madden and FIFA, which, I mean, I think that I was actually in the bathroom during this. It was a... It was the piss match. You were like, man, I'm just, Madden, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. But then I remember coming back and hearing people be like, there was a meteor, and some kind of like football deity, and I was like, man,
so what they showed was a strange sizzle reel that was like, oh, it's kind of cool. It was like a cool, weird music video, but it showed nothing of like what we were actually seeing. And I think I don't remember what god that is. I don't know if that was Zeus, but I don't. It was a statue. It was definitely a statue I recognize, but I feel bad that I don't remember it. I feel like I should notice. I've like taken art history and stuff. Like, but it cuts to a close up where it's slowly zooming in on this like Greek deity statue. I'm like, is that not what is it? The god of football?
I hope it is. Like,
You had a moment with the god of football.
I really hope it is.
Holy shit. But it looked really post-apocalyptic. I didn't know what they were trying to convey. It was kind of in between like live action footage and the games, it really said nothing. It just ended with a website basically like, I guess you gotta get a website to find out what the fuck you watch. Very odd waste of time where they could have been actually just talking about like these games, which is most of the show. It was like a lot of wasting of time where why aren't you actually talking about what's important?
So this is going to come up a lot with this show specifically, but there's a weird thing that's happened during quarantine where people like can't do a lot of the normal labor jobs work that people normally do. But you know who has a lot of time to do a lot of stuff? 3D animators and video renderers. And so there's been a ton of things like that lately where it's just like, wait, why? There's so much production on this video for something that has nothing to do with this video. We're going to play Madden football, and Action Jackson, good old Lamar Jackson's going to be on the cover. I'm just proud of him and excited for that.
Sure.
Yeah, he pitched in. He pitched in. He called in to like give it his voice clip. That was cute. I thought it was cute. And then that was it though. That was like the most high effort thing in that moment. I was like, oh wow, they got him.
Speaking of like weird 3D animation stuff, that Sims thing was super weird. They tried to do a sort of like, oh hey, we're here for diverse people. They were like, hey,
it was their diversity.
Yeah,
piece,
it was like, hey, I'm black, I'm gay, I'm like all these different things, and like that's fine, but right at the end of it, everyone in the commercial started to like morph into their Sims, and we were all just like, oh, like what the fuck?
Oh no!
It was like to be fair, it was cute. It was like like playing a game like this helps me be who I really am, like etc. But it still felt like really like. This is their diversity, and they're using Sims for it. Yeah. I didn't like that. Of all things, too, like a goofy game where people will, are the worst and like will go out of their way to trap their Sims in a pool to murder them. You know, like again, that's the game they're using too as the diversity voice piece right here. But yeah, it was really weird. It was really weird. And again, it didn't really say much at all about Sims rather than that, oh, it's on Steam now. So if you go on Steam, it literally is like the big banner on top out of everything. Like just blatantly like EA's like, Sims, here we go.
That actually was like the biggest thing through that whole thing, because it feels like they've just finally completely given up on Origin. Because it was after that, it was constantly with
point,
every single game coming to Steam, coming to Steam. All our new games are coming to Steam, and all our old games are starting to go up there. It's like
that's a great point. Yeah,
like
Fabulous.
That was the one thing about that is actually like that was probably the one thing of the whole show that might actually be considered somewhat newsworthy, is that they've given up on, Origin.
Without saying directly.
Yeah, like it's like even their EA subscription program is coming to Steam, and it's just like, yeah, it's what's left.
I can imagine the conversation for making an EA Play. Like, they want to make a Nintendo Direct for EA. I can imagine the conversation for something like that would go a little something like this. Hey, Mr. Sims, can you tell us what you've been developing, what you've been making? And they just kind of are like on the other end of the phone. They're like, The Sims. And then the person goes, great. Can you make a reel about that? That sounds awesome. Just put it in a reel. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's still The Sims.
It is still
It's still Madden. It's still FIFA.
What else we got here? So then they did their little, I wouldn't even call it a sizzle reel. They had a collection of things that, from the EA, like, what do they call it? Like the EA originals?
Yeah.
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 The EA Nindies.
Yeah, the EA Nindies. They, of course, there's the new game from Hazelight, aka the studio run by Josef Fares.
Actually enthusiastic about video games, David Cage.
Yeah, Mr. Fuck the Oscars himself. Announced his new game, It Takes Two. It's a co-op game, of course it is, because all of his games are co-op games, but this time it is about two dolls that represent this little girl's parents that are on the verge of divorcing, and you have to go through their bedroom and, figure out all kinds of harrowing things. They didn't say what it was for or anything, but I guess it's going to be out next year. There was another one, Lost in Random. That one seemed pretty neat. I'm pretty interested in that one, actually. That was it looks like kind of like a Leica movie. And you play
very, very gothy kind of vibe.
Yeah. I mean, you played as like a little girl, but you have like a sidekick that's just a dice, like a die. He's just running around in these environments, platforming, fighting things. It had a real style. It looked really cute. I'm looking forward to that a lot. And then the last one was probably the most boring one. Was Rocket Arena, which just it has the Overwatch art style. It is very just generic looking. It is a first-person shooter. They kind of seem to imply that it was like kind of sort of. I mean, I don't think it was like necessarily one-hit kills, because the object seems to be to knock your opponent out of the arena. It's not like you're not actually like killing them with bullets or anything. You're shooting rockets at them, and then they fly off the arena like through a kill zone, much like Super Smash Brothers. Which
okay, so it's like everyone plays as Soldier from TF2.
Kind of, sort of, except again,
everyone has a rocket launcher.
Yeah, except again, the rockets don't kill you. The like blast zone does, so you have to knock them off. Which I don't know. That kind of sounds miserable in a first-person shooter. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of sounds not
like
great.
I hear Rocket Arena, and I want Quake 3. I want to be rocket jumping, shooting rockets at people moving 1,000 miles an hour. I don't want super abilities.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of anything like that before, and so I'm mostly just shocked that nobody's made that yet. So I wish it wasn't called Rocket Arena, because that name just
very generic name.
doesn't incite or appeal anything, but I guess it is what it says on the tin, and if the idea is simple and the name is simple, like, I can't be too mad, I guess. This game exists so that nobody else has to make it ever again, is, I guess, my bottom line.
If anyone plays it, I don't know, like, again, like, the name itself kind of is like, this doesn't stand out to me. I'm gonna, like, see it scrolling through a bunch of stuff, or, like, you know, looking through a library of stuff, and it's like, I don't know, it might be doomed. We had a feeling it might be doomed. At least some of us were like, I don't know if this will last in terms of, like, garnering a huge community.
It's extremely nothing.
Yeah. At least nothing so far seems like it makes it stand out, you know?
That does make for a diverse group of 4 games, though.
I guess something else that we should mention is that a lot of the things that EA announced were just straight up being like, oh, this is coming to Steam, or this is already on Steam. Like, for example, the like only thing they announced about The Sims was that it was coming to Steam. They brought up that Command and Conquer Remaster Collection, which is already on Steam. It was on Steam already. The Rocket Arena game, it was actually originally going to be published by Nexon, and it had a Steam page already, but now it doesn't, because now EA bought the rights to it, and they need to make their own new Steam page, so...
so that we can wish list it on Steam.
Exactly. And then another thing that they were basically just like, hey, this is on Steam, is Apex. Apex is coming to Steam. They also have Season 5, which has a new Lost Treasures event. And they also said that Apex is coming to Switch, which sounds like a disaster.
How is that going to work?
I don't know.
I've played Mortal Kombat on a Switch, and it looks like what?
I mean, doesn't it, like, work, though? It looks like shit, but it still, like, plays fine? That's what I heard.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, they fixed it for the most part, but it looks and still kind of feels like ass, but...
Well,
I always feel like whenever I played Apex Legends, I needed a, like, screen the size of, like, a refrigerator or something, because that game is really specific on what you're pointing at, and seeing movement in the far, far distance, as opposed to just, like, any movement at all in the close distance.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's something that really deserves a super high definition. That's not. I don't know what they're gonna do for it to adjust to, like, the Switch's tiny screen.
Or just its rendering power at all.
Yeah, as with many ports of online games, I tried, like, on it. It becomes, they, like, rub Vaseline over the camera, and that's what it looks like. It's just all one big blur. It's like, what is happening?
Bad.
Yeah, it just looks. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
It's free.
They also went into details about Star Wars Squadrons, which I guess was leaked and also announced, like, last week.
Oh, hell yeah, it was.
Yeah, it looks like a spiritual successor to, like, your X-Wing or TIE Fighter games from the PC like 20 years ago. Which, you know, that's great. You know, I'm not trying to say that doesn't sound fun, but also this game just was not really something that you could show on a stage like this. We were sitting there watching it, and they were trying to talk about all the different, like, modes you could do, and how there was going to be a big story mode, which sounds great, but everything just kind of looks the same when you're just, you know, fucking around with the game. You're just sitting there, you know, like, you don't actually have your hands on it. It's kind of hard to portray it.
It does not look the same. Oh, it's so good. See, the thing is, you were looking at the screen, and that was the problem. That's a mistake that most, you know, normal people would make, is that you were looking at the video and the screen.
Okay.
And, like, probably the reticle. No. The story here is you got, I think it was like 8 ships or something for each side.
That is true, yeah.
And every single one of them has a different heads-up display that is all diegetic. It's all in the game.
Listen, I'm not about to talk too much shit about Star Wars spaceships. I have opinions on Star Wars spaceships. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that's going to be like, look, the Empire is bad, but they got the coolest ships. All right. I want to play. Like, y'all can say I'm problematic all day, but do the fucking rebel ships go? Like, no, they don't.
Okay, so the Rebel ship, there's like the Rebel bomber. I think it's the Y bomber, or maybe it was another one of the ships. But it has like this UI situation going on where it's like you can't look to the left because there's just like metal there, like a car.
Yeah.
Because it basically looks like you're sitting inside of like a Cadillac of some kind.
Probably, yeah.
So you have like way less ability to see around you than the Rebel ships, like the Rebel bomber that has some decent look around area. And so I'm very, very excited for that, and I desperately want to play it in VR because it just looks so fun.
It does look fun, and I think it's only going to be $40 too at launch. So hey.
Oh wow, that's wow.
Yeah.
I don't expect there to be a lot to it, because I know they have you playing through a single player, but a lot of that is actually so that you learn the ships, so you can play multiplayer.
Totally. It is totally going to be that. But, yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm interested. I'm not, like, frothing at the mouth for it, but it seems all right.
What do you think, LV?
I think they totally did a disservice presenting this game because, like John said, like I was also watching this and they were presenting different modes. It just looked all the same. They were kind of just mashing up all these series of different clips of like,
they really do.
Yeah, here's the fleet mode, and I'm like, oh, cool. Well, how's that different from the other one? And it's just constant footage of like you're in space, you're shooting stuff. That's it. They're not really showing. What they failed to show, they wanted to show off how cool the visual effects were. That's what it seemed like, but they failed to show the actual technical aspects that I think are important to like how the game experience is, and like actually would be super enticing for someone like me who especially, you know, is not really interested in like this sort of game personally, but I can see why it's so impressive. I think they were really trying to bait like the people who love stuff like Elite Dangerous and other stuff like these, like, oh, look how realistic, you know, but like in terms of like the actual game, I don't know. Like, it just looks good, though. And I think there's more to it than what they showed, too. I feel like it's a much fuller game than what they showed. I think there's way more to it, but we just didn't get that. And it could have been presented better. I think they were presenting the wrong parts of it.
The best example of that was that there was a section near the end where they were talking about the escalation of combat in like a 3-tiered style of battle, where it's like, you can win or lose, and it's like the best of 3. And so they're showing it's like, all right, your goal for the first round is to destroy this big ship. And then your goal for the second round is to destroy this bigger ship. And you look at it, it's like, that's the same ship. It's not, but it is. And then they go to the third round, and they're like, now it's time for the flagship. And you're like, you're shooting another ship. It's a big ship, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to see what the 5v5 looks like. And I want to see it, they kind of showed it off, but I want to see 5 people like absolutely getting destroyed because they have no idea what kind of formations they want to do, because that's how I'm going to play it. I want to fly into a ship and die because I tried to do a cool maneuver and ended up just clipping like the big ship anyways because I went sideways and then exploding violently. Once we get there, that'll be like, all right, I know what I'm getting into now. Oh, that is actually how it would look. If this was real E3, they would be like, all right, and now to show you off the game, here's a 5v5 demonstration, and they try to like do that
with your favorite influencers. Yeah,
they live
would they be like? They would be like on green screen in like a fake cockpit, and they would be acting.
Yeah.
Oh, please. I mean, listen.
Yes, I think that would happen.
Your favorite shoutcasters are here to join us. It's day 9, and what's the other guy?
I don't know.
Day 10.
Yeah. I mean, the only way that would be better is if it was Weed 3 2, where, you know, Snoop Dogg just showed up and got everyone super high again, because that was still one of the best things to ever happen at E3.
Yeah.
And then to wrap it all up, EA showed like a sizzle reel that was basically just like, oh, we're making games, we're doing next gen stuff, we're coming back to Switch, don't worry. They were like, oh, we're making Dragon Age, we're doing stuff, don't worry. But then to really end it all, they were like, all right, well, we're not going to actually show you any of it, but to everyone who asked, to Gus DS, to Burger Dicks, to all of you wonderful people out there who said hashtag Skate 4, they said that there was going to be a new Skate game. So
I don't know if I'm ready to live in a world where Skate 4 is a game and not a meme.
I mean, they didn't say Skate 4. They just said a new Skate game. So it might be some kind of like reboot. It might not be called a Skate 4, but there is a new Skate game on the way, probably for next-gen consoles, so that's why they didn't show it. Who knows
Skate
when it's coming
mobile
out?
The Skate 3 make.
Oh, there will be riots in the street about that. Like, there will be civil unrest about Skate 3 remake instead of Skate 4. So, you know.
Can you help me understand this a little bit? Because I feel really out of the loop whenever... Fair, fair. Honestly, yeah. But I thought the Skate games sucked.
Skate 3 was actually, like, legitimately great game. But
the only thing that I've seen about these are, like, collages and like, big mashup YouTube videos of, like, the game breaking.
I mean, you know, people...
Is there more than... There might not be more than that. That might be...
People do really seem to love those games, and I do think adding next gen, or I mean, you know, it's been an entire console generation since a Skate game, so it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, you know, like from Xbox 360 and PS3 to PS5, that kind of jump. Just to see how the physics would have improved. It's definitely going to improve. So people want those physics to improve. I mean, people definitely have fun with those physics breaking, but I do think like if you're actually trying in a skate game to just do the skateboarding, I don't think there's anything like it. Like I never played that, but like I feel like the skate games are the really in-depth, like simulation type skating games where Tony Hawk is like arcadey, like okay, yeah, I like people who want to feel like they're actually skateboarding play Skate. If someone wants to just fuck around and be Darth Maul on a skateboard, that's Tony Hawk. So
okay, yeah.
But, like and both of those games are both coming out. Like we're getting that 1 and 2 remake. You know, like that's probably going to sell pretty well. Though there will be another actual like number. I bet there will be a Tony Hawk 6 or a, you know, honestly, I could see after this remake, I would bet they're probably just going to make a Thug 3. I bet that's what they'll do. They'll say Underground 3. That's what we'll do.
Oh no, we can't go back to that place, John.
Well, I mean, people like the quest and stuff. People like the story in Thug. So I think that they should probably, if they're going to do something like that, they should probably make a Thug 3, especially to like distance themselves more from Tony Hawk 5. Like if they make something that is a numbered Tony Hawk, then they have to be like, well, Tony Hawk 5 was real, you know? So I think they'll probably end up making Thug 3 if they're going to make a new Tony Hawk.
What if they make Tony Hawk 5, but they leave the apostrophe S Pro Skater, so now this is just Tony Hawk 5, and the other one doesn't exist anymore?
Tony Hawk, the 5th one. No, really.
No, really, we mean it this time.
5 Tony Hawks. 5 of him, yes.
There will be 5 different Tony Hawks. There will be like it'll be like Dragon Ball Fighters. They'll have like pre
yes, variations.
1984 Tony Hawk. There's the guy that hit the 900 the first time.
Pre-900 Tony Hawk. Yeah, like
Tony Hawk in his youth when he was like still like actively competing.
Kid Hawk.
Yeah, all the version, every stage. Yeah.
Kid Hawk, Dragon Ball,
Victorian era Hawkster,
Dragon Ball GT, Tony Hawk, yeah.
Current Hawk.
Who's confused Tony Hawk. Yeah,
Tony Hawk ruined by today's society.
Ruined by Twitter.
Yeah. Tony Hawk appreciating the hesitation.
Tony Hoom
playing as current Tony Hawk. The only thing you can do is drive an SUV around, driving your kid to school, every once in a while leaning your head out the window to yell at kids on skateboards to do a kickflip.
You're just driving around giving kids like decked out skateboards, just being cool as hell, you know? Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'd play that. That sounds like a great like itch game where it's just like be current day Tony Hawk, drive around and give kids skateboards. That sounds great. And yeah, that was EA Play. So, you know, we still talked about it for like 25 minutes, so, you know, that's something, I guess.
Yeah.
Pay us, EA.
We talked about it as long as actual EA Play was.
Yeah.
Do you realize this?
Should we just go over the rest of the like news stuff, or do y'all want to?
There's a lot of
yeah,
great
I
news.
think it makes sense to go that route.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was announcements about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, there sure
Yes,
was.
the mom.
Wow.
Kingdom Hearts is not over. Apparently,
It wasn't. It never said it was.
I mean, that's true, but I was not prepared to be informed that we are apparently in phase 2 of Kingdom Hearts.
Beginning with a rhythm game, which is apparently what this is.
No, I don't think it's beginning with that game. It seems like they are starting off with this new version of... Okay, so they're putting out expansion of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they are making Union Dark Road, which is a separate mobile game that is a sequel to Union Cross. But it's also set before every other game.
Yep. And that's how the series works.
Sounds about right, yeah.
And that will be out on the 22nd. That is a mobile game, so that'll be Android, iOS, Amazon devices. That'll be on all of those.
Yeah.
You got to understand, John, this is before the first Keyblade Wars.
Yeah.
The first ones.
All right. Yeah. I mean, listen, I know that you'll understand all this. I know Rose will. I know LV will. I think maybe one or two other people will. I can't keep up with Kingdom Hearts lore. Y'all do you, though. Listen, I know the fucking Pokemon timeline, all right? There's a war that happened, okay? Lieutenant Surge actually fought in a war.
Yep.
And then the last thing they announced, which apparently is going to be out sometime this year, is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, which is a canon game that is the actual, I guess, sequel to Kingdom Hearts 3, is going to be a rhythm game. It's coming out on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch, so this is the first Kingdom Hearts game on Switch, unless they end up porting the rest of them before that, but who knows. I guess this game is going to be about Kairi, and I think you play as Sora, like, delving into Kairi's, like, mind or something to, like, help her figure shit out.
That's a very Sora thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it seems to be a Kairi-focused game, which I guess, you know, considering
Which means you're not going to play as Kairi. It just means that you're going to be in Kairi's head the entire time.
I mean, you know, I think it's at least a step forward from how people felt, you know, betrayed at how Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't really involve Kairi that much. And I mean, I guess the DLC did bring her in a bit, but this seems like they're trying to make good in a sense, but if you're not playing as her, that's still, you know, come on, you know, like have her be a playable character. Give her a game where you play as her and you are using a goddamn Keyblade. Like, you know, like it's a dumb rhythm game, and that's fine, but like, come on, don't give the girl the rhythm game. Give her an actual game, you know?
If it's anything like Square's other rhythm games, like I have put a way too much time into like Theater Rhythm on my
Theater
3DS,
Rhythm's really good.
Where if it's anything like that, I mean, that game has a shitload of pretty much like gotcha mechanics that you open up other characters to add to your team to level up and whatnot as you play. If it's anything like that, maybe you'll open up like Kairi and Aqua and whatever, so it's not just, you know, the trio, but
sure.
Like, I'm still
that promise there is actually why I'm really invested in it. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
You hit on all the points that I wanted to make about comparing it to Theater Rhythm, because I want to play through all those Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts songs.
There were a lot of things it showed that looked kind of like Theater Rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
But 3D instead of on a little 2D grid.
Yeah. It's exciting. And then, I guess to wrap up the announcements for this week, there was a Pokemon Presents. And they announced a couple of games. So first off, they announced a new app about brushing your teeth called Pokemon Smile. It was very much geared towards like very, very young children that, you know, are learning how to brush their teeth. And you know what? That's great. Like, let little kids enjoy Pokemon too. Like, you have no idea how many just fucking man babies who are on their Twitters like, where are they announcing this? Like,
what?
You know, like there was.
I think it's really clear.
I mean, yeah, because it's for little fucking kids. You know, like, chill the fuck out.
Do you know how hard it is for parents to teach their kids how to brush their teeth?
Yeah, oh my god, this is a revelation, I bet. Like come on, your kids brush their teeth, and then they get to catch Pikachu, and then they get to wear a Pikachu hat when they're brushing their teeth next time. That's great! That's what kids want! They want to wear a Pikachu hat! So that's
what
great.
I want.
I would have loved that.
Me too. Hat.
Hell yes.
I definitely got more into brushing my teeth once my parents bought me some kind of like themed toothbrush where it was like, oh hey,
yeah. Some weird candy flavored thing.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that is kind of an extension of that. I like that.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's not for me. I know how to brush my teeth. At least I hope I do. But
Might be time to check in on Pokemon Smile
Yeah,
and see if
maybe-
we're brushing our teeth
Yeah,
right.
like,
Yeah.
there might be some revelations there.
yeah,
Dental health could have changed. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I never thought about that. Yeah.
God, yeah, that game's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Pikachu's just gonna drop the act. It's gonna be like, look, listen, I'm not just
Like,
gonna.
my God, no wonder you had like cavities the past several years in your adult life.
I'm not just gonna be like Pika Pika P here. I'm gonna talk to you in a real human being's voice. You need to step up.
Look, this is so bad. You have not touched your gums once. Have you flossed even? Pika-pee.
Pika P. The next thing they showed was Pokemon Cafe Mix, which is a puzzle game that is really weird. I feel like nobody's really mentioning that. Like, it seems really haphazard. Like the object
Is
of the
it
game.
styled after the Disney Tsum Tsum game?
I guess so. I think that's what people were saying it looked like, because all it was that like a bunch of like round Pokemon, like, you know, little like sprites go into like a bowl, and you're supposed to grab one and just mix around and grab up all the other ones, and then that completes its chain. That just seems so like haphazard. I don't really know what the like puzzle part of that is, when it's just like, yeah, there's 50 Machop faces in here. I'm just gonna click on one of them and start grabbing all of them up. That doesn't really seem like a puzzle. That just, I don't know. I'd have to actually like get my hands on it, I guess. It is free to play, and I think it's coming out in like a couple of days, so it's not going to be any kind of like thing. And it's on mobile and Switch, and on the Switch you can only play it in handheld mode, so it's all touchscreen. They did say that, you know, you can like upgrade your cafes, and then you can invite different Pokemon to come in, and then different Pokemon give you different skills and abilities. And there does seem to be some kind of paid content. Like, there were some, like, you know, like, hey, you can spend $20 to get, like, 100 gold or something. It's a mobile game. They have that kind of stuff. It's a free-to-play game.
Yeah, very like of the Facebook game era type of thing, where the progression's all about, you know, growing your cafe out and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same team behind the Tsum Tsum stuff. Like,
Maybe.
it makes sense for them to be like, oh yeah, why not?
Maybe. They talked about Pokemon Go for a hot minute, just some like quick updates. I guess Mega Evolution's going to come to it. There's some other little things here and there, not really anything too much. But the big thing that people were really freaking out about was that Pokemon Snap is back. Wow. Can you believe it?
Woo!
We're getting a new Pokemon Snap. It's been like 20 years, right? Something like that. Maybe more.
It did feel like they were making a little jab at everyone that was like, wow, you Pokemon Snap fans are old now.
Yeah, so this one is called New Pokemon Snap, and it is being developed by Bandai Namco. This is not a Game Freak in-house thing. They didn't talk about when it was going to come out or anything like that. It does seem like it's just going to be a Switch game. But they are charging $60 for it, so I hope it's going to at least be a bit longer than original Pokemon Snap.
They did say Islands. If I remember right, Pokemon Snap just kind of had the one.
The one, yes.
So.
I don't know. I definitely need to, like, see more. But, yeah, you know, I like Pokemon Snap. That's a good game. I hope that it comes out and it's good. That's all I gotta say about that, yeah.
It's a delightful little rail shooter, and I enjoy it plenty.
Yeah. They did say that this coming week there will be another Pokemon Presents that they claimed will have a big announcement. I don't know
It's
what
bigger
that
than
could be.
Pokemon Snap too.
I mean, I would think Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Ooh, my heart. Yes.
But yeah, that was the Pokemon updates, I suppose. We do have some things to look forward to this coming week, because there's the next Pokemon Presents. There's New Game Plus Expo. There is the Day of the Devs reveals, which Alf is going to be there. Can you fucking believe that Alf is going to be there? Alf is going to be Alf.
Alf.
Alien life form.
Alf.
Loves to eat cats. He's a piece of shit to everyone.
Solon, you don't know Alf?
This is someone. No, I don't think I know Alf. Is this like before my time?
Are you not?
yes,
no, that's almost before my time, and I'm old
Before
as
everyone's
hell.
time.
Oh, is that like the brown Muppet thing that
Yes.
like wasn't actually
Yeah.
a Muppet?
Yeah.
Looks like an anteater, kind of.
Yes.
Bastard.
Okay.
And his Hawaiian
Ugh.
shirt.
Was the insult comedy dog not available during COVID? Is he quarantining?
Unfortunately, Max Scoville said no, so they needed to find another Hawaiian shirt wearing.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, and I'm very confused at how this intersects at all.
I do.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I
either.
think
Did they-
Netflix
I'm
is.
surprised this character is active still. It's not a retired character yet.
No, I think Netflix is doing a new series or something. One of those
Oh.
stations, Netflix or
Who
Hulu
asked
or whatever.
for that? Who asked for that?
Nobody.
Don't-
Anyone I know who No, I don't know anyone who likes Alf. I was gonna say.
The return of Alf is proof that capitalism is a failed system. No one asked for this. That's okay. That's fun though. I mean, it'll be a fun flavor to add to the weeks and weeks of E3 that we have been presented with.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there's also the new Crash Bandicoot game that leaked. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
What's it about?
It's about time.
Oh yeah, you tell me it's about time.
Yeah.
Wasn't there already a fourth Crash Bandicoot?
I mean, people thought that Wrath of Cortex was supposed to be Crash 4, but apparently they didn't number that one, so they get to number this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
God.
That subtitle is amazing.
It's a very good one. It's very good.
It just reminds me of the old Ratchet and Clank subtitles, but those were about poo poo pee pee, and this one's just a really funny double entendre.
Yeah, that one was about like balls and
Ratchet and Clank
farts
up your
and asses.
arsenal.
Yeah, like oh boy.
Yeah.
And then of course, don't forget, there's gonna be a Smash Bros. Presentation. It's happening. We're finally gonna find out who the arms fighter is. We're gonna find out 10 a.m. EST, 7 a.m. Pacific on the 22nd. So that is Monday.
Do you think Sakurai is going to whip out the guns? You think he's going to pull out his own arms and be like, there they are,
It's
baby,
me.
and he's going
It's
to have
me.
some like 20-inch pythons that he pulls out?
He's been working out the whole time during quarantine. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. So I've seen some of the leakers talking about this. I don't have any insider information this time. I can't let you all know. But so one of those Reset Era people that Reset Era has vetted is saying that it's not Heelys. So I guess we can, if you didn't want Heelys, you can rest easy. But if you did want
Is that
Heelys,
the green
I'm sorry.
goo guy?
Yeah, that's the green goo guy.
Oh, damn.
And they also said that if they said what their gender was, it would make it obvious, which is kind of confusing because I feel like ARMS kind of has a 50-50 male to female thing going for it.
Yeah, they've got gender parity pretty well.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if I were to guess, honestly, if I were to guess, I couldn't really tell you because there's a lot of factors involved. It all depends on if Sakurai is going to let spirits come in or not. Because if he is, I think that we'll probably see Min Min, because she won that, like, tournament to show what's going on, you know?
Yeah, this week is really going to, stress the proof on your idea on whether spirits are allowed to be in Smash Brothers or not.
We'll find out. I mean, if we're being honest here, spirits can be in, then I guess,
Mm-hmm. The whole thing is opened up wide for anybody to be a Smash Brothers competitor.
Then Gino's totally going to be in.
God, I'm never going to hear the end of it. My roommate just will not shut up every time a new character is announced. It's not Gino, this is bullshit.
Your roommate's Duke Nukem?
Yes.
I want Gino, baby.
Yeah.
Yep, Fighter 77. That's gonna be the one after the ARMS one. So it's gotta be from Legend of the Seven Stars paper or Mario RPG.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I don't know what that game is.
That's a good game. Solon, I honestly think you'd really like Mario RPG.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
One of the white whales of the only RPGs I haven't played is Mario RPG. I've played all the Paper Marios.
I mean,
they're great.
Yeah, no, I mean, Mario RPG is definitely more like a standard RPG because it is just a Square Enix game, so it is just like a Final Fantasy basically. But it's really good.
Someday
it's got that paper. It's got a little bit of the Paper Mario humor. Like, I definitely don't think it's as funny as like Thousand Year Door or anything, but it's still got humor. It's still fun.
Someday I'll play that, and someday I'll play Chrono Trigger.
Sure.
My white whales and RPGs.
All right.
Both good games.
Any other games or any other announcements that are happening this week?
Probably, but I don't fucking know.
It always changes.
They're just popping up like
every
surprises.
Here, I have opened up my schedule here. Let's see here. There's supposed to be some other IGN reveal. There's the Avengers event, which
Oh god.
There's Cyberpunk news, which again, there's Bit Summit, which who the fuck knows if that's even going to be anything. So so there's a lot of stuff. I don't fucking know. I don't know. We'll find out. We're just winging it. We're fucking winging it.
And speaking of winging it, like, there's been a bunch of Steam demos because there was a whole Steam event that happened.
They're basically doing a virtual con. That's what they're trying to do.
Something like that.
It's like a virtual con that reaches into forever.
Yes, I'm in the gauntlet. I'm deep in the gauntlet. I'm resuming the gauntlet after we're done with this.
Oh, the gauntlet of playing every Steam demo?
Not every single one of them, but certainly I bookmarked a ton of them, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm just thankful I've known some of these titles before, so I don't have to worry about those. I already know my experience with those, but that's still a lot left over.
I was gonna say, LV, you should probably just go for it because you really went in on the Steam demos.
I'm still going. Well, I'm not going to talk about a lot. We're hoping that some of us might write up like a few of our first impressions of like some good ones we tried and some really bad ones we tried.
Totally,
so I'm probably going to talk about a couple of the middle of the ground ones I've tried so far. But firstly, I just want to talk about like, this is kind of like a good idea. Like, and I kind of like the premise of having the schedule where they have the devs basically do playthroughs and of like how the game works and stuff, and it's like a whole. Basically, the schedule is just like a schedule of different streaming times, and it gets archived on like the store page of like each game, and that's pretty good to reference back and forth. And I've been seeing that more often, like even before this event will last throughout the weekend, even before like these dates. There's been more games that like are popping up on Steam where the devs are just casually like doing a random live stream of their own game, and it's kind of like an interesting way to boost up the game's presence on their like algorithm, and you see it featured more. So I definitely feel bad for anything around this time that just decided to release on a normal schedule, and they're like, oh shit, the Steam Fest is going on, and they're not featured in the Steam Fest. It's kind of like shitty. My other problem with this is that Steam's UI, we all know this, Steam's UI is fucking bad. It's atrocious. Yep. So this is like, it's wretched to go through all of this. It's not a good, the idea is good. I give them that. I give them points for that. But like, unfortunately, the presentation could be way better, and it has all to do with just the default UI of Steam not being good.
It's
So,
like
you know,
that, we've got a monkey's paw situation where I'm like, I wish game demos were back so I could check out a game before I play it, and then it's like, only on Steam. And it's like, no, I have to use the Steam interface. No!
Yes, exactly. And I just wish there was a much better way to navigate everything. So, like, the first big problem is, like, you know, this thing should be at the top of Steam, like, being advertised right now. Not this obnoxious, you know, as we were talking about EA Play, I mentioned before, Sims. The Sims is just, like, the top header advertisement you see on Steam right now.
That's all Steam talks about is Sims.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's really weird to me. I don't know why the Fest is not the one being pushed up, and you don't see it by default. You have to go to it, and then when you scroll down, it decides to autoplay any live going on. I'm like, why are you autoplaying? Please do not autoplay. Oh my gosh, that is the worst idea. And then the second problem is, like, the schedule is kind of a nightmare. I feel like there's multiple games being played at once. It's just really overwhelming. And then the video does the whole thing where it pops up on the side. I'm like, no, there's too many things I'm seeing. There's just too much. There's too much on the screen at once. And I don't like this, at least the way I see my interface. Like, I don't like this horizontal thing they do where it's like everything now looks like a weird Windows store. I don't know why they do that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
This could be way better. I don't know. And like the schedules. Anyway, I'm just saying like it's not presented well, and it's like a nightmare to just scroll through things because it's like, you know, I wish I could go through separate pages and not for them to like lay out everything. Like, you know, like and then the genres are not kind of like defined. You have genres like building, which implies building sims, but that doesn't really mean because a lot of these have like simulator games, like, you know, like here's an Occupy Mars game where you're kind of terraforming. I don't know what this is. I think you're terraforming Mars. Again, I didn't play it. There's one I tried this. This one there's one where it's like literally like a ski resort, you know, simulator, ski resort tycoon. It's like, oh, okay, it's very pleasant, but it's kind of like boring to me. You don't do a lot beyond that, so it's not something in my interest if I'm gonna say my impressions of that game. But yeah, okay, and that makes sense. Those two games make sense. But then you have like another game where it's like an RPG and it has crafting in it. But then why is it under this category? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like its game's like 4th or 5th tag was building because it has a building mechanic in it.
Yeah, like what
so
are these?
And then
there's then the funniest weird like vague genre they made is like story rich, and it's like, oh, okay, so there's a lot of, so that's like very broad because then you have like a lot of games that are maybe like heavy with like, you know, text narratives, or games that don't, some of these games I played, they don't even have a lot of heavy text like scenes, or it's not text heavy at all, and it's just like, you know, story rich is kind of like a weird vague term to imply like, oh, this game is
a real-time strategy game that's got all this action in it, but it's also very story rich when you go between the levels.
And then, like, oh, are you saying cinematic? Because there's like one game where there's no text at all, but it's like I felt it was very cinematic. And you know, the funniest thing too is like, you know, just to mention maybe one specific title, like out of others. First of all, like for some reason, Heavy Rain is in this Steam Fest because they're. And it's in the story-rich category. How
did that bastard get in here? Who let him in? And
I don't know why. I guess, is it maybe because it's being ported to the PC?
Yeah, it's on Steam now.
Anyway, that was weird. Yeah, it's on Steam now, and so that's something that stood out to me. And first of all, it was also one of the first things I saw. I was like, it was very scary. I never played that game, but I know that game is very controversial for many reasons.
It sucks ass.
Deserving. Yes. But it's there, and it's in the story-rich category, which is extra funny to me. But yeah, this is not organized well, but I'm trudging to, and my strategy is unfortunately... Oh, see, now there's also a mystery category. I'm just looking at this. And then Heavy Rain's also there. Why? There's too many things. There's too many things here, and this... Please stop. Please do not make up genres. Actually use, like, technical terms the industry knows. Like, action, adventure, please. What is family-friendly? I don't think some of these are... I bet if I look through this, not all of them are family-friendly. But yeah, the presentation of this could be better, but conceptually, this is pretty good. I like this idea of where, you know, you're just pushing out, and I appreciate how most of these are, like, indie games. I appreciate how, like, none of these seem to be coming from huge publishers. All save for, like, Heavy Rain sneaking its, like, dirty hands in here somehow. Granted, I did not see a stream for that game, so maybe it's just, like, it just snuck its way in there, looking at through it. But
There's definitely like a team behind Steam. There's like a team of like 4 or 5 people
who love this game, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta throw it in there.
They're like trying their best to organize this entire festival around the bad like UI of Steam itself. And they're trying to organize all these developers to get their streams working, and the calendar's all fucked up, and they're just like trying to put out fires as they come, and it's just like, you guys are doing your best. This will be even better next year, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and a big thing when it came to the pandemic is that a lot of these teams were not ready. I think a lot of these teams were not ready to present something to the limelight, like to the public to play. Like, a lot of maybe have already been doing things with they're closed invite servers or closed, like with a select group of people. But then Steam, maybe, I don't know how they were approached or if they had to go out of their way to apply to this, but Steam maybe approached them in some way and they're like, oh shit, this is a great opportunity. We got to do this. So a lot of them haphazardly rushed, and there's a lot of really bad demos, and I understand totally. I think a lot of them were just not ready. A lot of them are literally just in their alpha build stage, where especially some games that were not made by a team where English was a native language, the translation's really rough still and awkward. There's a lot of games where they're just outright not playable. They're just completely bugged out, and I totally get it. So I don't see ill with any of them. I can't really comment on those, and I don't think it's fair to judge those.
Yep. Whenever you're a game developer and you're making a demo for your game, you are literally making a second video game.
Yes. Yeah, basically. And that's what's interesting to me is that there's also this distinction, I think, that I don't know if that needs to be made in future between a demo and a prologue. So we have a lot of demos where they're outright just the beginning of the actual final game.
Yep.
So then it's do I have to replay this when I actually get the actual game? And then some of them are outright what I would expect of a demo, which is literally just a weird, extraction of the game itself and demonstration of it where it has nothing to do with but most of them are literally just the beginning of the game. So, in a way, it's kind of, interesting to see, because some of these games are actually literally going to come out next month.
Yeah.
Some of them are literally going to come out next month. Some of them are literally going to come out next week, after this weekend's over. So this is, a good PR push for them. But,
with most demos, you're either going to get a horizontal slice or you're going to get a vertical slice of the game at large.
That's a great way to describe it. Yeah. Let's see. Some of the ones that stood out to me, well, again, I guess the ones that are in the middle before me, I'm going to write about the ones that stood out to me the most and the ones that were really shitty. But there was one game that I saw, I think was on was a big thing that was being streamed on the first day, called, I literally have a list, I have a huge fucking list here of so many. One of them was called Just Die already, and
ooh, good name.
Good name, but I don't know about the game itself. I don't know. I don't know if it's a little I don't know if this is something that should be made today.
Uh-oh.
First and foremost, I'll say it's. I think I don't know. I don't know if we should stop making it's one of those gimmick games. So I feel ever since the popularity and release of Goat Simulator, the world has never been the same. And unfortunately, that poison has permeated in the games industry in some ways. If we were complaining about many trends in games that are just this needs to stop. Ever since this one game innovated this one thing, now so many other games that came after cannot stop replicating that. And I think this is one of those games. So this is basically supposed to be a multiplayer game, but you can also play it alone. And it's one of those games where ragdolling is funny. That's kind of a big premise of it. And you're playing an old person in a retirement home. Yeah, okay. This is a game that's mean to old people. And yeah, it's pretty gross. It's in a cartoon way. If you're I'm saying that in a objective way, not that I'm grossed out by it, but it's a lot of gross, violent humor. And yeah, the whole quirk of this game is that you're an old person doing funny, violent things, and you can break apart your body parts, literally fly over there. That's so funny. Wow. Yeah, that's literally the game. And again, the whole shtick of it is yeah, you can ragdoll and fall apart and beat each other up. And yeah, it's one of those just silly party games you can play with other people if you're online and whatnot, and just cause havoc in a town. But I don't know. There's just a lot of it's just mean to old people, and I don't know how to feel about it.
I feel like
there's just like outright a joke about like I don't know. Just like yes, we can talk about boomers being shitty, but then like I don't know. This is like one of those games where it's just really like classifying old people as a whole as shitty, and like that's not great. That's not like a nuanced conversation to have. It's like oh come on.
So like it makes me feel like you just described like a cross between Happy Wheels and Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
That somehow growed up and into this like edgy teenager, and that's like the very like cyanide and happiness, haha. Man fall down go boom kind of like
right yeah like I don't know like this has appeal this has an appeal to someone, but I just felt like it was a little mean spirited. I was like I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable playing this like
with that context. The name Just Die Already does seem much meaner as opposed to what I was envisioning.
Because you start so like in the single player mode, which is it's like the quote unquote story mode, you wake up in a retirement home, and I think you get kicked out basically for causing chaos, because again it's the whole joke of like it's like intentionally hard to kind of control your character, like it's very prone to ragdolling or like just falling apart easily, and they kick you out, and there's like I don't know, just and then you just kind of like are sent out into the world and stuff, and then like the first thing you do is like in the vending machines are like some weapons you can get, and then you just I don't know, it's just again, just not much to say about it. It's just like very
edgy.
simplistic and like edgy, exactly.
What is another game you saw?
Well, actually, you brought up Cyanide and Happiness.
Oh
in the year of our Lord
that's not why I
2020,
brought
Cyanide
that
and
up.
Happiness. In the year of our Lord 2020, Cyanide and Happiness is somehow still kicking and going.
No.
I need to say a skeleton in my closet is I used to be a huge fan of them. I kid you not. I used to like really love them, and then like I just grew up, right?
It's a 3-panel comic. Like I can't be too mad at someone for enjoying Cyanide and Happiness. My students love that shit.
Yeah. Once in a while they had some like decent like that's kind of funny, like like some good anti-humor stuff, but then they go back to like really bad like misogynistic things, and like oh my god, there were points I can recall where like oh yeah, they hit the nail, like they should stick with that, and then they just don't, they just regress back to like doing something stupid and like offensive and makes no one happy. They're still kicking, as far as I know. They're still an active webcomic. And I don't know who wanted this. I don't know if it's like stilled or like dedicated fans who are like, yes, we want a Cyanide and Happiness video game. They have a video game and it's featured in the Steam Fest. So it's like, it has nothing to do with the comic, actually. It's like a set in a...
I was hoping you'd say that it was like a 3-panel comic simulator.
I wish it was. That would actually be
There's
interesting.
A card
they do have that
game
card
that
game.
is that.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, there is.
You make like panels.
They put out another game not that long ago that was like a battle royale too. Is that the same? Is this it? Is this it, or is this a different game?
No. This is totally different.
No.
They have so many games. While they're going.
So it's going to be a South Park or a Duke Nukem style.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like the South Park game where it's called Cyanide and Happiness Freakopolis.
Freakalopocalypse.
Yes, they just spelled it in a way I can't pronounce whatsoever. Yeah, it's a point and click game. And you play as this kind of like kid in school. And I can't say much about it. Like it barely showed anything of what I think the actual madness and chaos of the actual game would be. Like it was pretty kosher, at least for the most part. It was pretty like safe, because it's just him like trying to get a fake hall pass, and like this one girl's like a hall monitor, and she's just like up on his ass and be like, you can't like enter this part of school, and you like deliberately can't enter parts of school because again it's just like some sort of like basic build of the game still, and yeah, it just functions as a point and click game, and yeah, it's not funny. It's not funny. I like most of the parts. It was just corny, It's just like, oh, okay, whatever. It just didn't really sit with me. It wasn't really that bad in terms of, at least nothing sticks out to me. But it was just that. It just exists.
Hey, that's just like how the comics exist.
Yeah, exactly. It's just there, and I don't have to look at it. But yeah, it told me nothing about how the actual game is. So I was kind of let down. I kind of want to know like what, but alas, because it seems like shit really goes down with a title like that. But yeah, sorry, that was just the C&H sidetrack because it was mentioned. So I unfortunately do have to remind people this exists. So if you want to be into it or if you can avoid it. So that's like a good, like, I don't know, we're here to help you.
It's for the consumers. That's Chooch's philosophy. Has always been. No,
I'm not promoting or neither not. Well, I guess maybe. I guess the way I'm like framing these games, I'm like, I don't like these, so I guess I'm kind of like just throwing them out, like in terms of my. I don't know.
Save me
whatever.
one
Make
more
your own
time.
decisions. If you want to play these games I've mentioned so far, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you, but I just didn't.
Is there
Bear
one
with me.
more demo that you've played that you can tell us?
There's one that I really loved. I will say, a good one. It's called Spiritfarer, and I think this was in development for a while. I feel like I've seen art for it. Yes. So do you know about this?
This is that game that they've been showing at last year's E3. It popped off really big, and also at PAX they were showing it off at all the PAXs.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it? You can talk about it.
Oh, I can only tell you from the premise that it just reminded me of a lot of like Night in the Woods type adventure games where you're a kid who's going on a puckish adventure and that you are like ferrying the spirits of the dead. That's the spirit farer that you are. And trying to organize the real life, who all the normal people can't see spirits, with the spirits who need stuff done. But you've played it. You played the demo of it, so you probably know more than I do about it. Yeah,
it feels really good so far, and you've seen bits of it, so it's like it's mostly 2D animated. It's beautiful. It's really
very
beautiful.
soft. It's so
very soft. Like there was clearly a lot of heart put in this. Like it's not one of those like cop out things where there's a lot of games I'm seeing now trying to emulate Cuphead, but they're not quite up that caliber of like people who understand animation are really taking the time to like draw out the necessary parts to what animation is. Like a lot of them, kind of like, and again, not a bad thing, but a lot of them are kind of doing like more, using more shortcuts in terms of like, like making something move. Yep. Whereas this is clearly like, again, Cuphead level of like a lot of time and heart was put into like really thorough hand-drawn animation, right? And there's like there's kind of, and what's really cool about it, like just to build upon like with the premise, you are, you're a kid helping out these, like, a lot of these animals who are kind of, like, on their way. They're, like, anthropomorphic, so it's a furry game. God bless.
Yep.
We have there's many furry games. Oh my gosh, there's many furry games. Like, wow, truly. They are rising. No one's stopping them. Like, it's an anime, too. Like, the furries are coming to get us all. And I think we need to embrace that. I think we need to, like, people, respect them. Respect your local furry. I'm just saying that. Like,
furries rise up.
Yeah, furries rise up. Let's be down for that. I promote that. I support that. But like a lot of these, you're basically giving like these folks on their like near the end of their days like comfort before they finally settle on like I want to pass on, and it's like I'm not quite sure about the lore yet. I'm not quite sure about the mythos of this world and how those things work. But yeah, it literally is kind of like harkening again to like the myth of like the idea of that there's like a river of the dead and like there's like a person on a boat that has to like kind of steer you way on to literally like go through the river and pass on, and this way it presents that idea in a more pleasant, wholesome way that like, oh, you're like a kid doing it. You're like a cute kid doing it with a magical cat. You have a magical cat. They don't explain the cat yet, but I'm intrigued.
Oh hell yes.
Yeah, the cat, like, helps you when you're, like, you have, like, light magic. You're kind of like a magical little kid. I don't know what's going on there, but, and in the demo presented, there's, like, this snake woman, and she's not what you think it is. So I saw the design for this character, like, a long time ago. I recall seeing the design for this character a long time ago, and I really love it. She's literally, like, not, like, a human. She doesn't have a humanoid body at all. She literally is just a snake in a robe. So, like, her head is coming out of the robe, and her tail is like in the arm sleeves. I don't know how to like her tail's in the arm sleeves, and that's it. So how the rest of her body's holding up is a mystery, and I love that. Like good. It just doesn't make sense. It's like her tail's in one end, and the loop of like the rest of her body is filling in the other arm sleeve. It's really good. And this demo is basically you like she tells you like, oh, I think it's time for me to pass on. And this demo is like has you like build her little like room on the boat. Yeah, basically there's like a lot of things going on in this game. Like you can craft all these people's rooms on the boat, just to comfort them. and stuff. You fulfilled different quests for them. You go on different islands, and like it actually like pays attention to the fact that like time needs it takes time to go on islands. So there's like some idle time in between you traveling these different islands and towns across the sea, where you can do other activities on the boat, like raise a garden, and cook. There's just so many things going on in this game where like it's actually working together, and it does not feel like a mess of layer upon layer of things where like other games try to do the same thing. And like as I mentioned before about the whole issue of like, when a game innovates on something, like a lot of other indie games unfortunately follow because they see success in that or just are very inspired by it. Like, again, the Stardew Valley effect, where a lot of games want to be so many things at once, but it's clear they can't. It's clear I haven't seen a game post Stardew Valley that is trying to be Stardew Valley, like, succeed on the same level. And whereas this game I think has a lot of those similar elements where it's working really well. And it's also just visually gorgeous to boot. And I really like it so far. It's just really good so far. And it just feels great so far. Like, that's another thing. Like a lot of these demos have the whole apologies, like, sorry, this is just a demo, a lot of things broken. I didn't feel anything broken with this game so far. It's like, oh, this is great.
Yep.
And it kind of just ends, like, before, like, the final steps to what might be the passing on of the Snake Woman. What I also love about this game is that, like, you still also have to build a relationship with these NPCs. So I don't know, like, what's the big factor in terms of, like, how that will affect things in the long run as they, quote unquote, pass on and you're helping them pass on. But there's kind of like a low-key relationship meter with all these characters you meet. And you can give things to them. You can give food to them. You can hug them. You can hug NPCs, and that's important to me. It's really cute.
They do that in the trailer. Really, I didn't realize that would be like a whole
That's actually
mechanic.
a thing you can do. And there's things like, oh, you can see the characters' moods and stuff, and they'll be like, oh, I don't feel like hugging right now. Sorry. They let you. There's consent over hugging. That is amazing. It's incredible. I'm really looking forward to this. Like, this is definitely something I'm looking forward to. Like, I really would love to see it through the whole way.
That makes sense
really
that they put on a really good demo, because it's a team that is really well experienced. They're the folks that did Jotun. If you
I've heard of that one, yeah.
And so that's why it also looks really, really clean and good. But
it's very polished. It's very
good.
polished.
Yeah,
folks should be definitely taking lessons from that crew.
That game just went from not on my radar to me really wanting to play it. So
yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, so the game's name is Spiritfarer, and I highly recommend one to check it out if you haven't. It's really gorgeous, and try out the demo right now. Like, I don't know. Again, I think a huge thing about the Steam Fest is like reminding me. I feel like demos should always be kind of accessible out, but like you said, Solon, it's like a hard thing for like a lot of smaller teams, especially to do, because it is kind of like a weird extraction from the full game, and like that's just extra work for them. But I wonder if like I don't know, because I feel like one has the right to even further know what the experience of a game is like before they purchase it, and like it's kind of hard to gauge that from just like a video and screenshots.
Yeah, for a design perspective on that. The hardest part, like I talked about earlier, you have a horizontal slice and a vertical slice.
Right.
And if you make a really good demo, you have to have both. Which means that you aren't showing the first chapter of the game, and you're also not just showing the, like, how the gameplay is at some random chapter that's like a highlighted chapter of your game. You have to have it somehow do both, and have that vertical slice and that horizontal slice scaffold one another. Yeah. And so that means you have to build the scaffolding between those sections, and that's why it turns out you end up making an entire second game out of your first game. Mm-hmm. When you do that, you'll have an extremely successful demo. Also, it'll be very hard to do.
Yeah.
You'll look back on your last 100 hours of development and be like, okay, this is worth it. Finally, we made it.
It's definitely a tricky thing, and I just wonder, like, if only the process was easier, right? Because I think that's something that's really valuable here. And like going through this process and forcing myself to do this, like I think, it works. Like the marketing strategy here works. It's like, now I'm looking. Some of these games again, like Spiritfarer, I knew about it before, but like now there's like a lot of other games I didn't know. But now I'm forcing myself to like try them out, because it's only up there for like a bit. Yep.
This is also giving such a great opportunity for these smaller teams to be making their demos. And it comes back to that main game in such a good way. If you make a good demo, it'll come back and be like, oh, I can add, these are the things people liked, and I can now put this into the main game while we finish up and polish up the end of the game. It's so helpful for everybody.
Yeah, it's widening like feedback where normally maybe they only had that feedback from like, again, the select group of people like in a personal Discord, like in their developer like Discord server, like, oh yeah, only these few people like are playing the alpha or whatever because maybe they're a backer or something. But
or
like,
in a privileged
now
space,
it's like a lot more people
like
are,
at E3 or at a convention where not everyone has that kind of money.
Right.
So it's really win-win.
But yeah, like again, the difficulty of like that is like just putting that out to begin with. That in itself is like so much work. Like as the same level of actually working on the actual game. I was complaining about this. Like Iron Harvest is like an RTS game that has been in development a while, and that was something I was interested in. That I've been meaning to try also, but maybe like I can wait because I know for a fact this is something I wanted to try anyway, but like the demo is 9 gigabytes and I'm like, why is only the demo 9 gigabytes?
Oh, boy.
And I just, it's like a huge, it's a huge deterrent. And I think it's because, I don't know, they're just like, I don't know if it's the full game and it's one of those weird things where they locked out the rest. I don't know what's going on there, but you're right. It's just, but something like that is like a sign of obviously how hard this is. Like, I don't know why it's that size for something that's meant to be a preview. But yeah, this is both an exhausting and nice experience. I'll say that. It's mostly been nice. It's like, oh, cool. It's forcing me to play so many games within a small span of time that I have never done before. So cool. Both good and bad. But yeah, people definitely should check out like some of our thoughts and like our own things when that comes out. I guess Monday.
Sometime soon.
From when this thing is
sometime
soon
we'll
after
do it
this
sometime.
is all over. Some of us have other thoughts, so.
Solon, what's up with you?
Hey, yeah. Well, I mean, there's been so much going on lately. I don't have many things in the way of games because real life has really taken precedence.
Absolutely.
But I have not been on the show since my birthday, which was like 3 weeks ago. And during my birthday, I played a game. And so tonight, I would like to offer you a peek into my mind and a little story, an anecdote, and some history on a games franchise that you probably have not heard of for the last, I don't know, decade or so. So welcome to a little bit of game history with Solon. I want to talk about the Guitar Hero franchise.
Huh.
Did you know there were 6 Guitar Heroes?
I was aware.
There's
a lot of them.
The newest one is Guitar Hero Live. That is Guitar Hero 7, technically. Guitar Hero 6 came out in 2010. 2010. And this is like 4 years after Guitar Hero 3. So Guitar Hero 3 was one of the biggest game releases of all time when it came out, just as far as like a rhythm game goes, as far as this weird thing that you have a plastic guitar that you have to play with. And so it hit full saturation on that release, and it went big. It was gangbusters. And then you fast forward to 4 years later, which is a very small amount of time. Nobody knows about this game called Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, which is not to be confused with the Guitar Hero 3 game that is subtitled Legends of Rock. They made this game, and this is one of only 2 video games in the history of video gamedom to have music in it that was nominated for a Grammy Award.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Wait.
Sure.
Wait. Which song in particular, or was the whole game nominated?
So they don't nominate the whole game. It's just the one song that was made specifically for Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, the 6th game that nobody bought. It is the worst selling Guitar Hero of the franchise, even though it is probably one of the best games. It is extremely good, and for a lot of reasons. So let's start at the top. First, there's 2 games that have been nominated for Grammys. There might be a third I'm missing. But Civilization had Baba Yetsu.
Yes. Oh god, I remember that.
Extremely
the video too.
Perfect song. It won the Grammy. Absolutely deserved it. And I think this is specifically the Grammy was what is it called?
It was like a weird specific category.
It's a specific category for like music that is part of an expanded series or stuff. It's like for music that's been in movies or TV shows, and then in this case, games. And so Guitar Hero contracted Megadeth to make a song, and they made 2 new songs for this game. No, they made one song for this game, and then they were also advertising their like newest album through this game. And so they make this song called Sudden Death.
Ah, yes.
That is the hardest song in the game. And it was specifically, as it says in the Wikipedia, specifically written as a final song within the Warrior of Rock set list because its polyrhythms and difficult passes make it one of the toughest songs to beat. And then it was nominated for Best Metal Performance. That's what it was.
Huh.
So literally this song is like nominated as one of the best metal songs of that year for Guitar Hero 6 Warriors of Rock. And I've had to find a rare copy of it online. I had to eBay it for my birthday. And when it came in, I was just like, oh my god, I've got to break out the Wii. I've got to get controllers for this. And it turns out that this whole game kicks a lot of ass.
Sure.
The whole idea was that after Guitar Hero 4 and 5 started, like, they were flopping. They were flopping bad. Guitar Hero was having their lunch eaten by Rock Band existing. And instead of trying to continue to carve out their niche of being a tight rhythm game, they expanded super wide to be like, we will do all the things that Rock Band is doing. But they couldn't do any of those things better than Rock Band or more accessibly. And so every time they would put out a Guitar Hero game, people would be like, okay, why would I want to bring this to a party when I could play, instead of these niche pop songs, we can play like Death Cab for Cutie, which is not inherently a fun song to play in a rhythm game. But
no, it's not.
At a party, I mean, sure, people, pick that song and play it. So by the time Guitar Hero 6 comes out, they buckle down and they're like, all right, we're done with this pop bullshit. We're done with making this try to be every single game. And instead, they port over all of the systems from the 5th Guitar Hero and attach it to a set list that is specifically about rock, punk, and metal music. And so the entire gimmick of this game is that this is about rock and roll, and we're just going to try to do the best that we can to embellish that spirit of rock and roll into this. And so the Warriors of Rock is actually about its story mode.
Sure.
The story mode is what drives this video game, as opposed to like, online play or going for a high score or partying with your pals and your friends. All those systems are still there from Guitar Hero 5, but this time they're like, all right, you know what? Screw it. Everyone can play as the guitarist, or everyone can play as the drummer. Like, we're not going to make like one person has to be guitar and the other person has to be relegated to bass guitar. Everyone can play whatever they want. And all of the songs that you play are going to be like historical music and then some like modern stuff that was hot at the time. So they've got like a tight Silver Sun pickup song, as well as having like Cherry Bomb in there for the punk vibes. The biggest thing that they do, though, what I wasn't expecting at all from this, was that they have you play through the entirety of I think it's like 20 minutes or so, of the song 2112 by Rush. So
wow.
They have you, they don't play through it, though, like in one section. How it works is that this is like the magnum opus of Guitar Hero-dom, in that it is a 6-part song, and you play through 6 Guitar Hero songs, between which every single section has another spoken word summary of the story from another person in the band Rush. So you get through the first section, that is the first part of the song, and then like Neil Peart comes onto the microphone to explain the next section, as it's like a whole story about if you've never heard the song 2112, and I had not before playing it, the only time I'd ever heard this song is still me playing it on a plastic guitar on a live stream. And by the end of the 20 minutes, I was on the verge of tears. Because Rush's song 2112 is extremely beautiful. It is about the formation of rock and roll music from the perspective of a civilization long past in the year 2112. where there is no music, and this is the first time any person or thing or object has ever picked up a guitar and played it. And it is the feeling of never hearing music to having heard music for the very first time. And what would that sound like? And so there's cults involved, and it's a whole story. It's very evocative and fun. And it's just all played through the video game Guitar Hero in this case.
Sure.
So I'm like holding my plastic guitar, and I'm just like, music is so beautiful.
You mentioned, I think you mentioned you never played Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So this is just kind of funny in hindsight, given that context, knowing that now, in terms of like a future civilization where they're looking back on something beautiful happening in the past, and like.
Okay, well, if this is going to be a trope, I'm all in, and I really, really love it. Because that's amazing.
Well, time travel is like a big component in the game, and that's just kind of funny hearing that. So, but you see, now that you described this, I don't know if Chrono Trigger will, turn out those same emotions that Guitar Hero did. Let's be honest. This sounds pretty good.
I can't promise anything anymore because a Guitar Hero
I've
game
heard
made me
about the
cry.
song, but I never actually, heard it. But now I probably should sit down and listen to it.
It's a lot. It was just a really fascinating way to kind of experience that song.
Playing a plastic thing.
Literally being able to play it through my fingers. There's a section of that song, of the 20 minutes, where you actually hear the main character of the song, as well as through the guitars of the song, making the sounds of what it would sound like if someone picked up a guitar for the first time, not knowing what it was or having no context for it. Mm-hmm. And so playing that on a Guitar Hero chart was actually extremely evocative, because there's no notes on the chart. And you're just hearing like scuffling sounds in the background, and then all of a sudden like a green note press comes up, and you hit it, and it sounds like shit. And then you see the red come up like shortly after that, and then you're like, okay, this sounds like shit. And then you start to see like the chords coming out of it, and you're starting to put reds and greens together, and you're like, oh, this is music. We're inventing music. I'm inventing music on a plastic guitar, and it's happening. And so, yeah, it's extremely evocative, even through the medium of goofy Guitar Hero plastic guitar. And this is all inside of the worst-selling Guitar Hero of all time, because of the oversaturation of music games at the time. They stopped making any Guitar Heroes after this until like 5 years later, where they rebooted Guitar Hero as a service and made it Guitar Hero Live, which is a whole mess.
Totally.
And yeah, it was just wild that this game of all things, it also has a bunch of like systems inside of it that I never thought would be possible, that I'd always wanted. Like, you have power-ups that let you use and manipulate getting combos and getting star power, to where that if you do it right, if you play the game like it's a video game, like it's a normal video game, as opposed to like a rhythm game where you have to follow the rules. If you play with the game, you can start to have star power through the entire game in ways that give you like times 16 combos instead of just times 4, that like rack up cool high score things that go into their quick play system, that end up like unlocking a bunch of cool cutesy stuff like art and costumes for your band and stuff like that. And like all of those systems work together really, really well. And I have friends who are game designers who were inspired by that system for making their own like roguelikes and stuff. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm seeing it. These systems work really, really good together. This is popping. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was just eye-opening to play a Guitar Hero that nobody else had, and just being like, oh my god, nobody's played this. They should be. Oh.
Just art hidden in a lot of places you don't expect.
I wasn't expecting it at all. That's a great way of putting it.
Thank you, Solon.
That's a shame. Yeah, it's just hidden in there.
Yep.
But
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
All things.
That's a little bit of history tonight. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the story.
It's good history. That was a fun birthday stream.
Chris, what about you? What have you been up to?
Mostly the last week is a lot more of the same. A whole lot of Final Fantasy XIV. I kind of want to get into a little bit of why that game, because I talk about how much I love it, but I never really talk about some of the moments I've had. And over the last week, I've had just some, and while I was sick, just a whole lot of really good moments in that game. And I kind of just wanted to go through them. So one of them hopefully is like, because I know Solan's about to start playing soon, and I just want to tell him how good it gets with that community sometimes.
Do you have a really good community story for FF14? Because I do need that right now.
I have some really good community stories. Okay, so I've talked about my issues with color blindness in the game before. There still are some really shitty color designed, boss fights and places like that. But one of them was while I was sick, the Eden Raids. The 6th one is a boss fight against 2 previous boss fights from the original game.
From Final Fantasy VIII? Or from the original Final Fantasy XIV?
From Final Fantasy XIV, from A Realm Reborn.
Okay. Cool.
And there are 2 distinct phases. One of them is differently colored than the other. And the entire time it is one of the phases, I literally can't see anything. And my first time doing that event, I got killed pretty quick. And when I can't see what's going on, I'm colorblind. And the reaction, I've gotten negative reactions to that before. It's very rare that I do, and when I do, those are really negative experiences. But this time I got what I normally get, which is a really good, everyone going, "It's all good, we got you." And literally every person was like, "We got you. We're going to get you through this."
Oh, how did they get you?
And then I died a second time. And then I died a third time. And once you die 3 times, back to back to back really quick, you can't be revived anymore. And after that third one happened, literally every person was chatting that they were doing it for me. And it was the greatest feeling that, okay, I screwed up. And now I got to those, now I can do that boss fight where I'll only die a couple of times because I've got the mechanics down pretty good. But even knowing all the mechanics, I still die a lot because I just can't see them at all. But just that first time when it was just everyone shouting, "We're doing it for you." At the end of it, everyone giving me a commendation. Just I know it's just to make me feel good because it sucks dying, but it made me feel really damn good. And a few of those people I went on to become regular friends with that I regularly do content with now, which was the coolest thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's wonderful. And I especially appreciate the fact that they said that they're doing it for you, because sometimes sometimes you feel bad. You're like, "Oh shit," I just and they don't say anything, and sometimes that silence doesn't bode well. You're like, "Oh man, they probably think I'm I suck or something." But it's nice they reassured you that no, they're they understand, and they're gonna keep going, and in spite of what happened, and in spite of what's setting you back.
Yeah, it was just the greatest feeling. And it's one of those things that I have those happen every once in a while. You also have the negative experience where, I'll share this one. This is one where I was doing a dungeon and it was someone's first time running that dungeon. And when you run content for the first time, there are a lot of people who know it by the back of their hand, who will sometimes get grouped up with you, and sometimes those people are impatient dicks. we got and
that's
being
one of my biggest fears.
And being a tank is usually the most stressful job. Tanks and healers are the most stressful jobs because you have to do your job well to really succeed in a lot of things. Well, it was, our tank's first experience, and the healer was really cool, but the other DPS going through the dungeon was just like, we got to the first boss and we died to its mechanics, because there are some fights which have really complicated mechanics, and every dungeon has 3 bosses. The DPS started being a total jerk to the tank. Just like, how dare you? You should watch a video before doing any new content so you know exactly how to do it. And, like, it was like the meanest, like, it's just these mean needling things that, once that DPS quit, the dungeon went a lot quicker. But that DPS, being a total dick, eventually quits out after wiping a couple of times to the first boss. And then, the third time through, we finally have people that just, because that DPS also just kept running in and starting the boss fight rather than taking a couple of seconds to explain the mechanics. So it was like this mean thing. But then at the end, I stopped and I talked to, that tank was like, I private messaged them and was like, hey, I'm really sorry you had to go through that. I hate that. If you ever want to do dungeon content sometime, let me know. And I talked to him for a good 45 minutes just going, hey, not everyone is like this. Most of the people aren't. There are a lot of really good people, but you get those and it will sour you on the whole game. But then, you always get other people, like both myself and the healer that was with us. We're just like talking to the guy. Nah, it's nothing you did. That guy was just an impatient jerk. It takes a minute to figure out the mechanics and stuff like that. And eventually, like, we all did content together for like 4 hours after that. And it was like, and it's once again these like really good community building moments that wouldn't have happened if that guy hadn't have been a dick. Like, if nobody had started being a dick, we probably just would have gone through the dungeon, died a few more times, and, good game, see you later. But then the one guy was a total jerk, and it's like, no, I'm just going to start making sure everyone knows, hey, it's okay. It's okay to screw up sometimes. It's okay to not know the content and learn it, because once you learn it, like, you're usually good. And like the best times I've had in dungeons have been like the entire group is new to this dungeon, so you're like puzzling it out as you go. But like,
hell yeah.
But there are people who just don't allow that to happen, but there are so many more people that when that happens, we're going to stand up and go, nah, that guy was just a dick. Don't let that color your opinion on the entire community. Yeah, they're jerks, but hey, let's do some content together. Let's learn the stuff together. Like, I can walk you through all the stuff you need to know if we die. But you seem to want to puzzle it out, so I'm going to let you do that. Let's get a whole group of friends together. That way you can learn all the content the way we all did as it was coming out, rather than having to like feel like I have to watch a YouTube video with an extreme walkthrough for everything. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, like that game does have a
power of friendship.
Yeah, there's a phenomenal community there, and I keep having those times recently where it's just like, yeah, I know the areas where my color blindness really messes me up. So if I'm going into one of those dungeons or boss fights, I'll immediately write, hey, I'm colorblind. If I screw this up, it's because I literally can't see what's coming. And I'm sorry, it's not intentional that I'm standing in that AoE. It's because it's pretty much the exact same color as the ground for me. And like 99% of people are just like, hell yeah, we got you. It's okay. I'll put a marker on myself. You just stand right on top of me. Stuff like that. And
I'm just feeling like that 1% who just doesn't get it needs to really understand what MMO stands for, and it does not stand for mostly me online.
Yeah. It's like, because, I mean, those are like two examples of, hey, here's a dick, but that created a good community moment. And that tank I still run content with. It's like, it's like, oh, hey, thank you for making me a friend because you were an asshole to them. And I was like,
jokes on all the assholes, because we're going to use you as direct learning examples to tighten our bonds with our community.
Hell yes. I'm going to go on a podcast and talk about how much of an asshole your stupid Lalafell ass is. And you know what? Everyone's going to feel better about the game.
We've been shaming a lot of people here today. It's okay.
That reminds me.
Shaming, but not naming this time. We named some names.
That wasn't shaming. I love Chris. So, but like it's a serious thing of just like, yeah, there are shitty people in every community, but when almost all my experiences, like all my negative experience has been, like, I mean, a lot of you follow me enough on Twitter that when I have a really negative experience, I talk about how frickin' bad it feels. And there have been times in Final Fantasy XIV where I have just flat out uninstalled the game for a week, where it was just like, I feel awful. I had no control over that, and people were huge dicks. But then I immediately, once I get back in, I'm reminded, oh yeah, it's just a small minority, and mostly you can easily mute all of them.
I had a similar situation where there was a bastard who really ruined our time playing Sea of Thieves. And the end thing that happened out of that was that they were using their higher status as a Twitch streamer to bomb our Twitch streams. Really trying to make our lives miserable in the game and making fun of us the whole time. And it was really just gross and bad and annoying. So we stopped playing that game, and the end result of all of it was that, all right, we're not going to play this game anymore, but instead, now we play a bunch of other games, and we've decentralized our live streams in such a way where we now have more creators out of that group who are all streaming. And so the joke is really on them that we're doing much better work now than we ever had when we were playing Sea of Thieves during that time.
Yeah.
And so things trend towards the good.
It definitely is a problem too with, like, you have content creators who unfortunately just play an online game and are shitheads just for the sake of content, and that's just awful. It's like, what? Like, do something else with your time. Come on.
There is not nearly as many people watching shithead content than there are watching, like, good content.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. It's more productive to be nice. Yeah.
It really
I
is.
look at what happened a couple of nights ago. One of my roommates was streaming Smash, because they're a moderately okay Snake player, and a pro invaded his lobby and won like 68 games straight. And like I was just like, dude, just kick him from your lobby. Just make it so other people can play, because this isn't fun for everyone. He's like, I can't do, my roommate's like, I can't do that. It would be mean. I'm like, no, just kick him from your lobby. So he kicked him from his lobby, and then suddenly found somebody showing up in his chat going, hey, we should play. You should play with me. And then going back on, playing the exact same character just with a different name, and going off and winning another 45 games in a row. And then we found out his stream was active and live, and he was just trolling my fucking roommate, being a huge dick. And yeah, it's a pro Smash player just being an asshole.
It's terrifying, too.
It's like, I mean, that would be cool, but you're making it like super unpleasant for everyone else. Like, it would be cool if you were like in the chat giving people advice, like, oh, hey, here's the thing you can look out for. But instead, it's just being a dick and making it unpleasant for everyone who's actively playing. Like, it's just like...
Yeah, that's deeply uncomfortable. Like, like if I were to ever run into, say, someone, like a big streamer for some reason, like in an online situation,
someone
like
who's smurfing on you and stuff.
Yeah, I would not want it to be something like that. And like, oh, that's embarrassing. That's like my whole, like it's a whole like can of words when you talk about privacy and stuff too. It's like, holy shit, that's
it feels super invasive.
Yeah, and it's like, and then you're just there to like, I'm just there as part of like, as part of your like your whole like joke. Yeah. And and it's like, come on now.
Yep.
It feels like you're there to just abuse a small streamer instead of helping them. Like okay, come into a lobby and do a bunch of that, and then when you're done, maybe give them a raid or something. If 200 people show up, and then you give some advice or whatever, awesome. But most of the time, it's just to be a dick and laugh at other people who aren't as good at the game on your own stream.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know how many Twitch streamers I know?
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could just Thanos snap your entire situation, but...
Oh, shit!
I refrain to do that because I know that the end result of a lot of those kinds of streams is that they have a ceiling that they hit really early, and they cannot go past that ceiling because not everyone's into that kind of content. In fact, most people aren't.
Mm-hmm. It's really lame. It's super lame.
Yep. That was my main point of that story, is that the toll of time ever bends towards justice and towards peace, These folks that are, smurfing or PKing or doing anything in these games, they don't really get stuff in the end of that, even though it might look like it at the time. And they are usually deeply broken people who are very lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yowza.
So, it doesn't pay.
Yowza. All right.
Yowza, indeed.
Wow.
Well,
once you open up that can of worms of being a PKer, you can't really close it again. And it's very sad.
Well, all right. So, we're going a little long here. So, I'm gonna skip all the rest of the stuff I was gonna talk about. Just real quick, talk about the new Pokemon DLC.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that Armor of Isle of Armor?
Isle of Armor, yes. So it's a pretty substantial thing. I will say that at a certain point, it does kind of feel like a pay-to-win thing in a weird way. So you start up the game and it just straight up just goes, hey, there's an island you can fly to now. Go check it out. And you go over there and there's like 140 Pokemon reinstated, which that's cool. I think data miners have basically figured out that by the time the second DLC comes out, I think they are going to have every Pokemon reinstated. So, hey,
okay, cool.
There you go. Everyone is here. But it's neat though. They bring back a bunch of items that were missing. They bring a lot of really good features. Like once a day, a guy will just give you like 100 million watts, just because.
What? Okay.
Not actually that many, but like I don't know, like 50,000,
like
something
a lot
like that.
of watts. Yeah. So that you can use those to pay for all of like the best items and best moves and attacks in the game.
Exactly. They just let you level up there's like a dojo, and then you can use those watts to level up the dojo, so you can get more items there and more like different effects, and so you don't have to go all over the place. They'll just be there. There's straight up a lady that you can talk to that just wipes your EVs. So if you want to respec your EVs, you can just do that with that lady. You don't even have you don't have to like gather a bunch of those like berries that lower your EVs and like shove them into your Pokemon's face. You could just use that lady.
She like gives your Pokemon amnesia. They don't remember how to fight against the Pokemon that they've spent their entire life fighting.
I don't know.
Oh jeez.
There's story. So I haven't finished the story. basically all it is you go to the dojo, and then your rival, which if you're playing Sword, it's the Monster Energy lady that everyone's horny for. And if you're playing Shield, like me, you get fucking Mandark with psychic powers.
The nerd.
He's the fucking
Big top hat
yeah,
nerd.
he's a fucking dweeb. Basically their whole thing is that they're jealous of you because you're very strong, and then you go to the dojo and you do a couple of trials. The first trial is that there are fast slowpoke, and you have to catch them. And you don't actually catch them, them. I mean, they just run away, and then you have to battle them and knock them out, which is very funny. And then after that, you have to go into the forest and find max mushrooms. And once you find those, you are able to make max soup, which if you catch a Pokemon that has a Gigantamax form, which, remember, Gigantamax is different from Dynamax. Gigantamax is when they have the special form with the special attack.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yep.
If they have one of those forms, but it's not a Gigantamax Pokemon, you can feed them the max soup, and then they can become a Gigantamax Pokemon.
Oh, that sounds like cheating. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you don't have to, like, specifically go out of your way to get a Gigantamax version of a Pokemon now. It's just like, hey, if you have a Pokemon that you really, really love, but it's not Gigantamax, now it can be.
So that was definitely one of the main things that was like, all right, to get a perfect Pokemon, not only do I have to have the perfect individual values and the perfect this and that, but I also have to make sure I get the Gigantamax version of it, which is extremely hard to catch.
I mean, they've improved all of that, because, like, if you accidentally give them the wrong EVs, now you can wipe that, and you could just give them the EVs with, like, there are ways to do that, like, just give them a bunch of vitamins. There are ways. That's ways. Cool. You can use bottle caps to give them the right IVs, and then there's like those mints that you can feed them to change their natures. Like you can change everything about Pokemon now. You don't have to worry about it. It's a little bit of work, but it's still possible.
Not nearly as much as the very rote, boring grinding of I've got to catch 500 of this Pokemon.
Exactly.
So I can get a shiny version of it that has the perfect everything.
Exactly. I mean, you still have to work for the shiny, but other than that, yeah. Like,
I think this honestly reopens up the conversation that needs to be had about doping in Pokemon. This is what this sounds like. What?
I mean, it kind of sounds like that, but really, it's just it's an equalizer. Like, I do wish that wish that the EV resetting thing wasn't behind the DLC. Like, I mean, there's ways. Like you could trade to a friend who has the DLC, and then they could wipe it and send it back to you or whatever. Same thing with being able to just trade Pokemon. If you don't have the DLC, you can still get the new Pokemon, or I guess the returning Pokemon, traded over to you. So you don't have to worry about that. You can still get Solon. You don't have to buy the DLC to get a Meryl. I can trade you a Meryl if you want.
Oh, I would love that.
Meryl's back, baby. I can get you a Meryl.
I need my Peekaboo.
Yeah. They brought back Kangaskhan, which, hey, Kangaskhan's my favorite Pokemon. That is going to be my next shiny. I have never caught a shiny Kangaskhan. I'm going to do that this time. It's happening. I'm going to get a shiny Kangaskhan.
Oh, it's time to run the meta with Kangaskhan again.
I do not think Kangaskhan will be meta. Mega Evolution is not in this game.
Oh, right. That's right.
And there's no Gigantamax Kangaskhan or anything like that, so, it's just going to be a regular-ass Kangaskhan. But I still want one. I still want the mama. I want the mama to be sparkly. I don't even know what shiny Kangaskhan looks like. But I don't know. It's a neat little expansion. It's just, there are so many more raid dens. Oh my god. There's like 50 just on the island, and it's, I mean, obviously, I feel like there's probably about as many as there are in the regular wild area, but in a much smaller zone. It's neat to see, though. Like, there's a gigantic Wailord, like a 2-scale Wailord, like out in the ocean that you can see.
Oh, that rules.
When you're surfing around, randomly Sharpedo will come at you, and you'll, like, just see out of the corner of your eye this just like. You know how like a speedboat, when it's driving really fast, you see like the water moving outwards like super, super fast? It's like that.
It's got the wake behind it.
Yeah, the big fast wake. It's like that, but a fucking shark is coming at you. It's crazy.
Shark attack, shark attack, shark attack, shark attack. That's so good.
It's really cool. Like they have definitely improved the wild area over the base game, which makes me excited if they do, if they make a Diamond and Pearl remake or just whatever sequel to this game is. I hope that there is a wild area and that they take notes from this and the original game, and they keep building upon it, because I think the wild area is a great idea. It just needs to be touched up more, and this is definitely a step in the right direction.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then the extra special thing is something that they did not advertise at all in the trailers, is they brought back Pokemon following you. Which
Yes.
people have been asking for that since Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They finally brought it back. The only thing is they can only follow you while you're on the island. I don't know if they're going to eventually patch it in so they can follow you on the base game, or what they're going to do. But I do hope that they eventually do that. Like, people are so happy. I'm so happy. Like, I'm just walking around with my shiny Mewtwo. I get to just walk around the island with my Mewtwo. I'm so happy.
And your Mewtwo is so big.
He's so big. It's so great because everything's to scale, and they even move like they're supposed to as well. Like, if you if you have a Slowpoke, because like, you walk away and then the Pokemon follow you. If you have a Slowpoke, you walk a couple feet, it's gonna take a little bit for it to catch up to you. If you know what I mean? It's gonna take like a full. Like, I think I saw someone like walked a couple of steps away, and it took like literally a solid 3 minutes for it to catch up.
Such a slow baby.
Yeah, it's exactly what it should be. Like, they very much, they put some effort into it. It's really nice.
This is all adapted from the camping system, right? Because that had those 3D models that were moving and floating around in real time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Now it's out on the field.
Yeah, they just added that on to following you around, and I mean, it works fine. It's not a gigantic improvement. Like, I don't think there's not even like, how in Heart Gold and Soul Silver you could talk to the Pokemon and it would like tell you its mood and maybe give you an item or something. They didn't do that. But it is just nice to be able to like walk around and like take some pictures, Like, I took a picture like looking out over the horizon with my Mewtwo, and it's a nice thing to just be able to do something cute like that. So I appreciate the things that they have added to the game. I will say, I think them asking $30 for it is like, this is definitely like a small thing. If you're not a huge Pokemon fan, I would say wait until the Crown Tundra comes out to really decide if you want to drop $30 on this. Because I wouldn't say that it has hit that so far to me. I do feel like by the time I get the Crown Tundra, I will be happy with the money that I spent. But I think this is definitely a case-by-case basis where you have to... And also, I would say you probably have to be a big Pokemon fan to want what's here so far. Because again, it's like, it's items. It's more Pokemon to catch. It's just little extra things for you to get. But I like it. I do like this DLC, and I'm looking forward to Nintendo. Right now, the things that I'm looking forward to the most from Nintendo are the DLCs. Like, I want Crown Tundra, and I want that Smash DLC. Those are the two big things I'm looking forward to. So, Nintendo, just send those files to me. I have already paid you for them. I pre-ordered both of those things like the beginning of the year. I dropped $60.
Give me the files.
Yeah, I want those files. Okay, so
awesome.
So that's that for that. Now we can answer some questions. Y'all ready for that?
Oh, hey, yeah, question time.
All right.
Let's make it very quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have questions, please send them to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Harlequin.
We're going to give you the best answers, even though they're going to be very fast answers.
Harlequin Wheels asks,
Lightning
it's
round.
2070, and your YouTube 3.0 subscribers demand to see your gaming room, the hidden tour of a hidden side. What consoles are on the shelves? What figures and posters are there? What do you have now that you think that will endure until then?
There is one poster that will definitely endure until the year 2070. I've carried it through in almost every place that I've ever lived, which at one point was like 11 different places in 1 year. It is a poster of the greatest game ever made, Just Dance 2.
Okay.
And it is a gigantic poster. It just has always been on the door of every place that I've ever lived. And it's probably going to last forever. It is literally falling apart. And
that's good.
Like, it has like a bunch of rips in it and stuff, but it's still there,
That's very good. What about you, LV? What item do you have?
A poster that would definitely be up is me tracking down eBay a million times to find the lost original 150 Pokemon poster I had like in my old home. That definitely would be battered up and disgusting. I would definitely have that up still. Actually, I wonder if it's No, okay. I think in terms of more sentimental value, it probably would be the Ruby Sapphire poster that came with the initial like game guidebook.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, it would be that. It had like a nice. I would track it down and find out who's the bastard that I sold it to somehow and bring it back in 2070.
Sure.
Yeah, in all its tattered glory.
How about you, Chris? What item would you want to bring into 2070?
Into 2070. Y'all know me. My secret gamer room is going to have, it's going to have a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2, but it is going to have a giant blown up poster of the US version, the original cover to the US version of Suikoden 1. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah, it's just going to be the original cover to the US version of Suikoden 1, just blown up huge.
It's so good.
On my wall with fucking buff Ted, and I don't know what's going on.
Incredible. Yeah, the strange like westernization of like characters like in that and the art for games like these, it's just awful but also good. I don't know. It's like wonderful kitsch. Wonderful
Suikoden
kitsch.
1 is the best example of that. It is amazing because nobody even knows really who any of the characters are on it. They just kind of guess. Like, Ted is like a kid, like 16 years old, but he's the only one that really uses a bow, so that has to be Ted. Like, like
buff grown ass
it's just
man.
like buff old man fucking like what the hell is any of that? Okay, yeah, that's my answer though. The original cover to Suikoden 1 just blown up huge.
John, what figures are inside your time capsule of a gamer room?
I have a lot of figures. I'm doing my usual like look back so I can talk about something while I'm looking at them. Like, I've got to have my Persona 3 Elizabeth with Thanatos. Mm-hmm. That's the good shit.
Do you think by the year 2070 you will have a life-size plush of Mewtwo?
If they make one, yes. Yes.
$44,000. You have to have a down payment to own Mewtwo.
My future partner is gonna, take one of those meme pictures of like, yes, me, my husband, and and his gigantic Mewtwo plush. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But I think the thing that I will try to keep with me forever is my perfect, to scale, perfectly on model Monokuma plushie. I think you all have probably seen that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it is. I have never seen a Monokuma plush that has been this on model before. Like, every other time it's been like, like its mouth is all crooked, it's like kind of small, kind of big, just wonky
There's
looking.
Some cursed Monokuma like fake plushes out there.
It is it looks exactly like you took it out of the game. It is perfect. I have never seen one that good. It is one of my favorite items that I own. Like, even though I have admittedly dropped off of Danganronpa, I still love Monokuma. I still love the character. I still love having the plush. I will always love Monokuma, so I'm glad that I have that plush, and that is something that I want to keep forever. So, there you go.
Beautiful.
Let's see here. Anonymous asks, what is the appeal of VTubers? A generic anime lady and so-called commentary you have to read. I don't get it. That's a little mean, maybe.
That's a very good question. Because so what it comes down to is how you read and interpret the text. Because the VTubers, in the form that I have seen them in at least, what I really like about watching those kinds of videos is that people are basically mashing up the best moments of a VTuber, usually from Japan, and just getting their like translated take. So it's already curated once by the translation, and then it's curated a second time by the mashup, frantic like cutting style of YouTube montages. Mm-hmm. And then on top of all of that, you're just reading text on a screen. And so that's just form, stock, and standard how YouTube fucking runs, is that text on screen is haha funny. It's funny to hear someone say poop, but if you hear someone say poop and then read the word poop on the screen,
that is funny.
That's twice as funny. So it's almost like there's almost an algorithm that this is really, really hitting that works in 3 different ways, especially when the anime lady has kind of haha funny dog ears or a carrot in their mouth or is made of leeks now for reasons I don't understand.
Me either.
So you're saying VTubers are like a byproduct of just YouTube subculture, kind of like how slime DIYs were like a big thing for no reason for a good hot second.
It's just something that it hit.
An utter weird trending influencer
It hit
stuff.
because it happened to line up with exactly the same kinds of energy that was already in the spaces.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think people just like think the dog girl's cute.
Dog girl's cute.
That's it.
Corona's funny.
She makes weird noises. They all make weird noises sometimes. They're all demented. And that's it. I think that's it. A lot of people. There's a lot of big YouTubers who just play games. They make weird noises, and people find that funny. Man says funny thing over playing game. They all do that. That's what that is. Which actually just goes back to what you said. Someone, there's a formula.
Yeah. What's fucked up is that it just lines up in this intersection where I watch YouTuber Germa, who plays weird games, and I watch why am I blanking on his name? AI Half-Life.
Wayne Radio.
Wayne Radio is putting text on the screen. It's funny, haha, text on the screen. And then Corone is literally doing both of those at the same time while being a cute anime girl. So she's playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and not knowing any of the answers to things, which is the exact same rub as Germa gives me. And then on top of that, you get the text on the screen that like really adds a second like way to interpret and enjoy the content and the comedy and the timing of it, which is what Wayne does extremely well. Mm-hmm. And then also just all of the wild different directions that these go that aren't necessarily related to games, which is another thing that Wayne's really, really good at, is hitting things that are not games and kind of gamifying it. Mm-hmm. And so all of that and plus this kind of like barrier to entry, which is like, also they're speaking Japanese or they're speaking some other language that I don't know, that is also kind of like makes it almost more personable and like, oh, they're just, I didn't understand this side of things, but they play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire just like I do, and we all suck at this game together. It's very fun. So, I mean, I don't know. It kind of just hits all these buttons that I had already in one package, and I'm just like, wow, this is like somehow laser targeted to me, even though this is not even in the same country or language as me.
I mean, I think there is definitely just like also just people are weebs, and also people
that too.
And I mean, yes. And I mean, some people are just horny for them, and that's also part of it. But I mean, I do kind of agree with you, Solon. But I also get why people wouldn't like it. Like I definitely know Niall is like editing this and is probably like, oh my god, because I know Niall definitely doesn't like VTubers, especially Corone. He really hates Corone. But I mean, and
that's where this question is coming from too, because it's definitely not for everybody.
I think there also like is a weird burnout from like
they're like all over the place.
The OG girl, like I think people were burned out by like, oh, she's now suddenly corporate and she's a sellout, and then now they see these other ones where like, oh, cool, I want. But then inevitably they're gonna all head that direction if some of them haven't already. Like some of them have an anime or something. Is that correct? Like
they had
like
some kind of
that's kind of what it is.
Weird
like
anime thing, yeah.
Yeah. But I think there's like now appeal of like, oh, there's kind of like there's more like lowbrow variations of what that originally was, So I don't know.
It's a weird thing. I will say I definitely was more into it a while ago, and I've definitely dropped off because it is just kind of watching Let's Plays but with anime girls, and like I think some of them are cute, like it's fine. Like I thought that clip of Fubuki, the like fox girl, just like flipping out over Wendy's food was really good because she was just like, "Oh shit, what? They make burgers that big? What?" That rules. It's just like a kind of cute like culture clash kind of thing. Like that is something that I like. Yep. I mean, I would have enjoyed watching that from anybody. Like if anyone in Japan was just like, "What the fuck, Americans? What are you doing?" Like that's funny.
Yep. It is exact simulacra to what is actually happening on YouTube. And so if you're not into, the thing is about it is that if you're not into the YouTube style of everything being loud all the time, then you probably also won't be into this because it's just exactly the same, but now anime colored. Yeah. It's just a different aesthetic to the exact same energy, which is very loud.
Right.
Because that's YouTube's whole thing.
All right. I think we'll do one more. Okay. And then we'll wrap this up. All right. So last one from Anonymous here. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to ask. All right. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Anonymous asks, why do people keep posting clips from that video of Wario having diarrhea? I've never seen the whole thing.
The fuck?
Well, I finally did.
So the game Bug Snacks is this really cute game.
Yes.
I love this game. There's this little review that Rose posted about a 5-year-old reviewing the clip from Bug Snacks. It's adorable, and everyone should look at that. And I don't know what this question has to do with that.
Also, if you don't know the group that sings their theme song, Carabinea, I highly recommend. They're very They're very fun, very cute, but also they're kind of like multi-genre at this point. Like all three of their albums sound very different, and it's wonderful.
Hell yeah!
Highly recommend looking into them if you haven't.
Look, guys,
before.
look, Caro Benito, one of my finest achievements. Oh, my stomach is rolling. Oh.
We've added our things. John, do you have an answer to this question? Because I cannot approach it at all.
So it's this.
No,
Elfie watched like all the videos.
I know too much about it now. Like now that I was like, it's curiosity does indeed kill cats.
This guy. So this guy just does like a really bad Wario impression and does like Let's Play videos, and then I think paid an animator to do like animations of Wario,
to do snippets of his weird Wario persona, and it's very over animated and strange.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like all the like the specific video that people are laughing at because it's a 3-parter living with Wario, and the first part is him sitting there playing a game, and he's like hello my garlics, I'm playing this game today, guys, and like that's all it is.
And the way you're saying it, that's how it sounds exactly like. It's a bad Wario person. It does not sound like Wario at all. It's exactly what you're saying, like talking.
And then the second episode is him walking down a hallway, and he's just pointing at different games that he was in. He's just like, look, guys, look, Wario Land 4, one of my greatest achievements. The Virtual Boy Ultimate Classic System. But he's also like got diarrhea because he ate a bunch of garlic or something, and so he's just like, oh, my stomach hurts.
He's walking on the way to the bathroom.
He's like, I need to get to the door. I need to get there. Oh, my stomach. Like, it's just him screaming about like needing to take a shit.
It's like building up, and it's so uncomfortable.
It's really bad. And then
amazing.
Like this person definitely has a poop fetish. I think that's what this is. This person has a twisted fetish, and this was an excuse for them to like.
They commissioned art for it. Yep.
Yeah. In the guise of like something else.
And then the third episode is like a VR thing of Wario taking a shit, and then like it's just like a bunch of like.
It explodes into
it's just really poorly done VR poop everywhere. It's bad, and then I did see another one where it was him and Waluigi.
There's another one?
That one where it's him and Waluigi robbing a bank, and he does drop the R word once, which is bad.
In this universe,
but that one was also just really funny, just because like the Waluigi voice is really bad too. He's just like, no, Wario, no. Do not hit me, Wario! Don't throw me into the safe, Wario! Like it's so funny. Like they're just
getting a cavity.
It's definitely just one of those jokes where it's just this thing is extremely stupid, and it's funny to laugh at this stupid thing because it's dumb and bad. That's all it is. I don't think I would recommend a human being watch those.
I think the question is like, why did it resurface all of a sudden? I think that's what that was.
I don't know.
That's the real mystery.
Okay.
I'm running out of sighing ability. Like, there's only so much sighing I can do before I run out. And
all right, to save Chris from the sighs of, let's give him some relief.
Let's
need it.
Let's give Chris a little relief by talking about the Ultimate Podcast.
John, it's your show. Whatever you want to do, man.
Look, guys, we are going to talk about the end of the show, guys. We're going to end the show.
It was a very good show.
Alright, but for real, thank you so much for listening, everybody. It's a nice thing to do this episode. I feel revived, reinvigorated from doing this.
A revivification,
yes,
you could say.
So thank you all. Of course, if you want to follow our content, you can go to videogamechoochoo.com. That is where we post everything. But if you want to keep up with us, maybe like live tweeting events and all that, which I guess is something that we're going to be doing more often. We're going to be at VGCC on Twitter. Check that out, because we're gonna do that more often. I feel like maybe we'll do that for like the New Game Plus Expo. That'll be fun. If they show the No More Heroes trailer, I'm just going to be like whoever's posting on the Twitter, I'm just gonna be like, hey, can you quote me as saying ah? Because that'll be what I say. I mean, maybe I'll be posting on the Twitter. You'll just see like the key smashes.
I think you should
All right,
take
yeah,
over for that.
you'll see the key smashes for that one.
Yeah.
You can also find us on Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. You can find us on Facebook, Video Game Choo Choo. We have our YouTube channel. Just look up Video Game Choo Choo on YouTube. We're posting videos all the time. You can come hang out with us in the Discord server, the GameZone.zone. Just type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. You have a good time. We just put out one of the greatest emojis of all time. From
Tigger.
The sprite of Tigger running away from, I think, some Game Boy Color Winnie the Pooh game.
It's very
with Tigger
good.
book in it. It's a very good emote, and you can only use that if you join our server.
You do want to use that.
You do want it, yeah. Get Discord Nitro. Get Discord Nitro, join our server, get that emote, and then boost us so we can get more good emotes.
Spread the good word of Tigger.
We got our Twitch, twitch.tv/VGCC. I'm trying to think if there's any. Of course, thank you to Melt Channel for our music. You can go ahead and listen to it. It is Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their older stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com. Their new stuff is Magic Circuit on Spotify. Look it up. It's all good.
They just put out a music video like 2-3 months ago. It's really good.
Yeah, they've been working on that kind of stuff. So yeah, there'll probably be more soon. As usual, I will say we have our Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. But we would love to get it. It's only $3 a month. But of course, if you'd rather spend your money probably a bit more smartly, there are plenty of wonderful charities and individuals that could use money out there. We're recording on Juneteenth, so I behoove you to just go on your Twitter profile, go scroll down your timeline. If you see someone who needs some money, if you just want to help someone out who's in need, or if you just want to be nice, I behoove you to make.
There are a lot of, because it's the last day of public school for America, in most of America. There's a lot of school teachers. There's a lot of black school teachers who are looking for help with school supplies for the next year and are starting to make new curriculums to highlight everything that's happened this year. I definitely recommend going there, or to your local bail fund, or to the National Bail Fund as well, which are very well organized.
Absolutely, thank you, Solon. I try to be helpful, but sometimes I don't know exactly where to point people. So thank you, Solon.
I've got you.
And definitely look up your local food bank, etc., and like other initiatives, because again, it's a huge issue where like a lot of kids who go to school, they depend, unfortunately, on the school's resources to eat, which is like, this should not be happening today, but alas, it does. So that's definitely something to look into, especially when it comes to like certain communities of color, where like it's definitely a huge issue. So that, in terms of like the school adjacent,
donate some money, donate some
schools
food.
are ending. Yeah, all the good things people.
But if you also have $3 left over, Chooch is here for you. We got a podcast. We got Chooch Got Train Limited Train Works. We got videos when they go up. We got Sekiro. We're still working on that Doom LP. I promise we are. It'll happen. I promise. And that should do it. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Thank you.